met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face. Blackest eyes, the devil's eyes.
Such sights to show you. We'll tear your soul apart.
Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Rock and roll! 6 o'clock already, it was just in the middle of a dream. I was kissing Valentino by a crystal blue Italian stream. But I can't be late, cause then I guess I just won't get paid. These are the days when you wish your bed was already made. It's just another manic Monday. I wish it was Sunday, cause that's my fun day. My I don't have to run day. It's just another manic Monday. I wish it was Sunday, cause that's my fun day. It's just another manic Monday. Woo! Woo! What's up, DCS? Welcome to another edition of Monday Maniacs. Thank you guys for tuning in. We got Zigzag and we got the Colonel in the house tonight. Gentlemen,
Oh, yeah.
how was your weekend?
Yeah.
Ziggy, let's start with you.
Not so good, man. I never do this either. Okay, so quick story. I get off of work Thursday. I hit the local burger joint on the way home, and they didn't have the drink I wanted, right? So I get home, and my 9-year-old son, you know, he's gets a 20-ounce pop when it gets dropped off, and he takes 2 sips, and it sits there, okay? So it gets put in the fridge and sits there until it gets dumped out a week later. So I get home with my burgers and fries and nothing to drink. I see this 2-sipped Mountain Dew bottle in there. I'm all, hey, all right. I never do this. And This time I did. I over some ice, drank it down. I woke up fucking Friday with the worst fucking cold I've ever. 2 years since I've had a cold like this, man, and it is just whacked the shit out of me. Totally. I mean, no symptoms other than the runny nose, and it's still there a little bit. Yesterday I sounded like the Colonel. It was hilarious.
It was funny.
It's the same tone and shit. So we were shooting back voice text back and forth, saying the same shit. It was quite funny. But I feel a little bit better, but man, I'm still a little bit wonky tonight. So I don't know. The quickness and the timing might not be there, but we're going to try. At least the fucking Lions didn't play this week. We can get into that in a minute, though.
Hey. Wait a minute now. Let's not go there yet.
I know. Colonel, how was your week?
How was your weekend?
Man, my weekend was actually pretty nice. Thank you for asking. Had one more week of Halloween. One last hurrah for the weekend. Finally got to the local haunt. They had their lights out edition. I'll be honest, I bought the touch pass and I chickened out before I went in. I'm like, no. I'm going to knock one of these motherfuckers out. I kind of wish I did because every time I was leading the way with me and the person I went with, and they jumped out rah, in my face, and they wouldn't get a reaction. Because
You're stone cold.
What is a touch pass?
Huh?
What is a touch pass?
Well, they're allowed to touch you.
Oh, really? They
Yeah.
offer this?
They offer this just for the lights out event, and I'm like, I'm not a small dude. Like, if someone comes at me the wrong way, I might put my hands back on them. Like, this probably isn't a good idea. I almost wish I did, though, because the only time I freaked out was at the end. It had this little maze of bubbles you had to go through. Like one of those fucking bubble parties or some shit. I don't know. That's not my scene. I just know I went in and, I couldn't see shit. So I started to fucking panic, trying to get out of there. Walking into, the bars, don't, oh! So I'm trying to find a way, oh! But I finally got out and had a pretty good time. And luckily, I don't think there'll be any DCS sports to discuss today.
You don't want to talk about your beloved Bengals and the Lions didn't play? I mean, if you do...
Sports.
They lost 31-10 at home. The best part of that was I was able to take a nap.
Not only that, the in-state rival, the fucking shitty Browns, took them out like that.
And dude, it was practically a Cleveland home game in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
It was,
Oh, man.
There's that there. I talked on sports. I'm fucking done.
Well, the Lions were on the bye week. They still lost 27-13, so let's move on. Yeah.
It was funny because I was actually behind and I saw that they were playing. I had a lunch thing I was doing on Sunday. I got home and I was like, oh, the Browns and the Bengals. I got to watch that game. Got about a quarter into it, and then I saw your post about, the Bengals bungled. I was like, well, I guess I don't have to watch the rest of this fucking game. Saved me 2 hours. Thank you.
So,
Unbelievable, man.
I had a decent weekend. I got to go and check out. I had lunch with some friends that were visiting town from Colorado. Shout out to Jordan, and then their friends, of course, Kristen, Noah, and Riley, for coming down, hanging out for a little bit. And got to have lunch with my friends Larry and Lisa. I know that none of these people are probably watching, but shout out to them also. That was fun. And then I also got to see the 2 horror movies that are still playing in theaters right now. Antlers, which is a fun little creature feature from Guillermo del Toro and crew. And also Last Night in Soho, written and directed by Edgar Wright and starring... somebody Tomlinson and Anya Taylor-Joy. Holy shit! That was a good film. It's definitely in my top list of the year. I'm not sure where it's going to be yet, but it was pretty interesting. A little Hitchcockian style thriller, but well fucking done. And I can't really get too much into it tonight, but Anya Taylor-Joy, man, that girl is gonna be one of those actresses that we're talking about 50 years down the road. Maybe not us, because we'll be dead, but 50 years down the road, that's going to be one of those girls. Yeah.
No, I'm well aware of the fact that I'll see 80. I hope, but we'll see. Well, that 86.
I doubt we'll be doing this still, and if we are, it's going to be like the nursing home edition of Death Curse Society by then. So
no, it'll be like Futurama. We'll have our heads in like fucking jars of liquid and stuff, with electrodes coming out of it. That's all it'll be.
Oh, we
Got
got
a
a
little head for you.
Monday Maniacs, the Death Curse Society presents The Brains That Wouldn't Die. Ooh, there's a nice little throwback for you.
Oh my God.
All right, let's see who's in the house tonight. We got Tanya, we got Tyrone, we've got Peter is watching. We'll have Peter in here in just a little bit. Duarte's in the house.
Duarte.
Alaskan's here. Happy Monday, sir. Lorena's here. S. Michael is here.
Kind of hurts.
You get used to it.
Oh, there we go. That's a good one. S. Michael says, I'll be available to comment as soon as I'm done sticking this hot dog through this donut.
Must be thinking of Jason.
Very nice, very nice. Kiara's here. Patricia's here. Carrie's here from across the pond. Raymond's here. Raymond's here, our biker friend from up in Cincinnati. Welcome, sir. Looks like Robert Englund will be back, and Dick Warlock. That's right. Dick Warlock was announced today for Horror Hound Cincinnati in March.
Yes.
We're
That's
more than
one we don't
likely
have.
together.
One we don't have yet. And fucking Robert Englund, geez, why wouldn't he show up? It's a fucking license to print money for that guy when he shows up to these things.
Shit.
Good God.
That's got to be. He's got to walk out there with minimum like $200,000 every time he shows
No,
up.
I'm
for a
sure.
weekend.
I would say $250,000. Yeah.
He's not getting my $100 again. I'm out. Did it once.
I got his autograph now. I'm good. And I threw up this poster today because it was just kind of sitting in my storage for a little bit, but I had to throw this one up for tonight, my Friday 7. It is actually signed by Laura Park Lincoln when I met her a year and a half or so ago. But speaking of Laura, guys, if you did tune in to see her tonight, she was not doing too well again, and she had to bail on us again. So wanted to let you guys know that right out of the gate.
Maybe Peter can explain why. We don't want to get into her business.
Right.
Yeah.
She's going through some medical stuff, but maybe we'll get a little bit more information about that here.
Laura, if you're watching, get well soon.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Laura, get well soon. Stacy Lynn's in the house. Purple Goth is back. Hello.
Goth.
I noticed that you're going through some flat hunting issues, so hopefully you find a place soon. Mention that. Oh, yeah, Alaskan, I like this one. My favorite way to start the week. Very nice. Always a good way to start a Monday, man.
It's not how I start my Monday. It's how I end my Monday. But it is the highlight of my Monday.
It's definitely the highlight.
This is like the weekend for me, so yeah.
Oh, there's a new name, I think. John Wood from Ontario. Welcome, sir.
Welcome, John.
We love the Canadians.
That's right. Because you guys like hockey. I don't have hockey around me. It'd be
There's
dirt
not even a
hockey
minor
around.
league. Oklahoma doesn't have a minor league team
Yeah,
anywhere.
we've got a minor league team. I used to actually have season tickets in minor league team here, the Tulsa Oilers back in the day, but
Oilers.
that was way back in the day. We're not talking sports anymore, though.
No, we're done with the sports. I was just saluting the Canadians. That's all.
Cincinnati Cyclones. There you go. Done.
No.
I guess we got the Griffins. Yeah.
Yes, like I said, Laura will not be joining us tonight, but we are going to have Peter jump in here with us in just a couple of minutes. That's your cue, Peter, whenever you're ready. And we're going to be talking about Roseblood, of course, which is coming out on YouTube November 29th and premiering in Connecticut. I'll have to get the term here for the town. Brant? No. I'll get the town here when Peter joins us, but on November 28th, they're having a little mini convention and premiere event in Connecticut. So, yeah, that'll be fun. We were actually just kind of talking about if there's any logistical way we could make it. And
it may be happening. A couple of us anyway. We'll see.
It's difficult, but
Yeah.
it might. Who knows? But we're trying to figure that out. So.
I'd call it 50-50 at this point, but probably lean in, a little bit closer. I just got to beef up a couple of work weeks beforehand, and I think I could probably do it.
Right. Yeah, here we go. Purple Goth says, yes, flat hunting near work. So living in a hostel at the moment. First night here in my roommate is a German woman, long blonde hair, big boobs. Tell her I said hello.
She says, I'm good.
So she's good. She looks like Jennifer Tilly. Nice.
Ah.
Well, tell her I
At least-
speak a little bit of the Deutsch.
Does she
that's
speak
right.
any English, or is it all German? There's like a
Never know.
hilarious joke on Family Guy about that in hostels.
You
I
know
once
about that.
went to Amsterdam without any hotel booking, with the intent to stay at a hostel, and arrived. It was late at night when we got there. The fucking hostel was full and locked. So I am in the middle of fucking Amsterdam with nowhere to go, and found the sleaziest, dirtiest, nastiest hotel on ever conceived. But the dude gave me a good rate, so I had accommodations for 4 days. And the guys next to us, they must have sampled every kind of smokable substance on the planet, because the aromas coming out of their fucking room the entire weekend was, I don't even recognize half of them, man. It was crazy.
Wow. That's detailed.
Yeah, but hostels are fucking. That was before the fucking movies came out too. You know what I mean? So might think that.
I hope so. I hope so. All right. Well, it looks like we got him in the room. I think he's ready to go. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show and Monday Maniacs for his second appearance, I believe. The writer-director of the upcoming Roseblood film, Mr. Peter Anthony. Peter, how you doing tonight?
Good.
What's happening, Peter?
What's
Yes,
up?
Peter.
Oh, you got your scotch again? Are we on
Actually,
scotch?
I ran out of the scotch. My buddy bought me Cavassier way back when. I said, fuck it, I'm going to do it.
High roller.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't try to outclass us tonight, man.
So if I can, I'll elaborate on the Laura issue.
Ah.
Yeah, please do. Yeah.
So back, Laura's like me. I've had 39 surgeries. She's had a ton of surgeries. She'll never tell you. So she had a bad neck. That's why she couldn't do the last one. It's actually in our outtakes. If you remember, she goes 1, 2, 3. My neck hurts 4. Remember that little outtake thing we did?
Yes.
Right.
So her neck was so bad that she had to have surgery. So she has surgery, and then she has this neck thing holding her neck up, and she thought she'd be all right by now. She even promoted it. And then I guess this like huge spasm thing happened where she tried taking the brace off to try to like act like she was okay, and she couldn't hold her head up anymore, and she couldn't do it. So she feels bad, and I had to ask her if I was allowed to say that, and she said, "Yeah, that's fine because I feel bad." So,
and we didn't want to speculate. We didn't want to air any laundry. We just went with Peter feels like telling us. We'll ask him. You know?
Well, now you got my ugly face versus hers, so you got to deal with that.
Well, you know, it not as good, but we'll deal with it.
And the event, yeah, that's the event.
There's the event.
Okay. Now, what's the town in Connecticut? Brantford?
Brantford. Yep.
It is Brantford. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, my buddy owns a wedding event place, which is really, really nice. And I rented the entire wedding event place. So we have 2 different bars. We have a DJ. We have photo booths with professional photographers for kids. We have all the outfits that we wore, my general outfit, every single outfit in there, from the Duke's outfit to Jason's mask to Jason, you could dress up as us for free and take pictures.
Nice.
By a professional photographer. We have a DJ, then we have a panel with the big 3, myself, Jason, and Sanaya and Jessica. We have wedding food. We have a DJ. We have dancing. We have just tons of stuff going on, like constantly. We have vendors that are going to be there. We have people selling books. We have people selling toys and stuff, like the new Jason figure, 7-figure. So it's like more than a premiere. It's like a premiere and like you said, a mini convention.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. That sounds like a blast.
Thanks.
And it's actually a screening, right? You're screening the film at this in the stage.
Correct. So it's like 12 p.m. and then at 6:15 we show the film. It ends at 8, and then me being me, I'm like, well, that's not enough. So I go to my buddy who owns a restaurant, and I rented the entire half of that restaurant out, 4 different TVs. We're going to play the fucking movie again. We have waitresses, and I handpicked them to make sure they were very pretty. And we have food being served, and all the stars of us are going to go there, eat food, and watch the movie again. Because 8 o'clock, you figure you're going to be hungry again after 1, 2, and then do it again, and then go to the hotel. And we'll probably be going up late at the hotel, but that's the part.
the Cavassier will be served at the restaurant as well, I'm sure.
Yeah. I got to take Terry Kaiser to the airport at 5:30 in the morning. I can't imagine when I knock on his door. I'm going to be like this, Mr. Kaiser. It's time to take you.
I'll carry a bucket with me when I go and knock on his door just in case.
Yeah.
You know.
I got a funny feeling Uber may be involved in that transaction there.
It might be. I might go with him in the Uber just to be nice, but it still might be.
Right.
It'd be funny if I dressed up as Weekend at Bernie's when I was all messed up driving. That'd be funny.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, can't go wrong there. Anytime you dress up as Weekend at Bernie's is like a plus.
How was your guys' convention? You went, Red Crank. Did these guys go too?
Oh yeah.
Right. Sorry.
We went to Cincinnati in September. It was good.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. And I was supposed to go to one in Tulsa this last weekend, and they got moved back because of protocols and everything still, which I'm kind of shocked that anything in Oklahoma is following COVID protocols right now.
Right.
But
I bet you the Stars drove that.
more than likely, yeah. They were just like, yeah, we ain't coming to this one. So
I was supposed to go to Monster Mania, man. I was going to spend literally $3,000. And I have this diorama back there that I made with Jason killing every single figure ever, and the one I don't have is Chucky, and he was going to be there, and I was going to bring the diorama, have him sign it, take a picture, but they put you between glass barriers, and I was like, I'm not fucking paying all that money and going to see him, and now he'd be the only picture that I wouldn't be with him, and it would be a barrier. It just fucks it all up, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't do it.
Yeah,
that's kind of how Robert Englund was rolling in Cincinnati. He was behind a big fucking glass.
Yep.
And,
no selfie photos or anything like that. You could only do the professional ops, and I think that was without glass. But
it's like him and then like Billy Zane were the only ones that were doing that, and you know, we don't even know why. Telling a story here.
This is a horror show, so and I hate to talk negative because these guys are heroes, but tell me that Robert Englund doesn't like push the boundary between how much he charges and all these things like this versus regular horror guys.
Yeah.
Oh, he pushed it, but
it's a big game, though. Yeah,
still.
It's hard to deny it, though. I mean, Freddy is Freddy. You know what I mean? Like Michael, Jason, Leatherface. They don't say much. They don't do much. You know, I get that, but you know, seeing the actual guy there like that, and he charges $100 a signature. But I'll tell you what, man. I mean, the line goes nonstop for 3 days.
Right, but that's because those horror fans are so dedicated. They want everything, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I was with Kane 2 weekends ago in Massachusetts hanging out, eating dinner, and his cameo is like $105. Fucking Robert Englund's is $350.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
It's insane. But the thing that's different about Robert Englund, though, is he will talk to you for a while.
Oh, yeah.
And he will talk to just about random stuff. Like when we were up there, he was listing off just restaurants in different towns around the world that he loves. He was like, "Oh, if you're ever in Houston, there's this great Thai fusion place it's just outside of Houston, but don't go to Austin. That place, their food sucks." You know, and he just went on and on. He was like, "Oh, there's a place in Portland," and went boom, boom, boom. It was hysterical. And Ziggy at one point goes, "Are you hungry, man? Want to go get you something?"
Well, the shitty part is I followed these guys up and actually mentioned him about a project he's worked on that I love growing up, his appearance on Mad TV, and he gave 2 shits about it. He barely talked to me. I said,
Oh, yeah. No, he complimented the 2 people he worked with in the scenes.
Yeah, but that's it.
Yeah.
Dude, I went to a con in Connecticut at the casino. I think it was Ledyard Casino. And they had dudes, you know, guys getting the V outfits, you know, the red jumpers and shit from the show V. Mm-hmm. Dude, these fucking dudes made the goddamn ship, and they rolled it in.
Jesus.
They rolled the fucking thing in, and it opened up the door, and the smoke came out, and these dudes came out and everything. I was like, holy shit.
That's awesome.
Damn.
Yeah.
I love when cosplayers go the extra mile, man. It's always the best. You know,
We got a viewer that had Robert Englund sign his V poster. But that dude, S. Michael, I think you just got one-upped in the convention world. You better get the jumper and the ship next time. Or just walk up to Robert Englund and start peeling your face off.
Yeah, right on.
There we go. That'd be cool as shit.
Yeah. I actually cut him off. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, we got a couple people already talking about Roseblood.
Yes.
Here, Duarte says, I'm so pumped for Roseblood. A couple of hellos to you. John Wood says, hey, Peter, so excited to be backing Roseblood. Congratulations. Excited for the movie.
All right.
So, just want to throw a couple of those
Wood,
out there.
you want a little insight into Roseblood? When I was trying to get a hold of Lar, I hit her on Facebook Messenger, but it's like, what the hell is that going to do? And then and that guy, John Wood, knows her, is friends with her, said, here's her email, here's the best way to get her. Send the email, and that started the whole chain. So I put John Wood in the special thanks in the movie.
Nice.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Catalyst there. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, let's see here. I don't know about this one. Kelly Brewer is asking a question. I don't know if we can answer it, but is Robert Englund the celebrity who keeps signing even after his hand swells from arthritis?
I didn't notice,
I'm
but
not sure, but he seems like the one who kind of would, though. Like,
Yeah,
Well-
he takes frequent breaks, though. I do know he takes like a 15-minute break every 2 hours at least.
I still think, though, at $100 a pop, you're probably going to keep going regardless of how bad your hands fucking hurt, unless you can't hold the pen, you know?
Right. You just keep rubbing some of that Bengay on and roll on
right.
through. Or whatever arthritis cream you use, I don't know anymore.
Louis knew. Johnny Bench plugs it. That's why. I don't know.
Here we go, man. Wow, it's coming up now.
Yeah, Purple God says, love that guy, but $300, no thanks. I will just run to him in the car park with a notebook and pen. Yeah, there you go.
He won't do it.
Try to catch
I've
him
seen
that way.
He won't do it.
You won't do it, huh?
Yeah.
Like when he's outside of his area, people will try to bum rush him, like when he's eating or some shit, or just in the hall, and he won't do it.
Yeah. Well,
But I understand.
Don't blame me, man. I mean,
Yeah.
no. Yeah, especially if you're on the site for a specific, event like that, I would do it. I mean, I would understand that, but
Yeah, people take advantage of it because we were eating with Kane once, and somebody came over in the restaurant after it was ready, everything was all done. Hey, can you sign this? And he's like, I'm eating. He doesn't want to be a dick, so I'm like, dude, the thing's over, and then he signs it, and now a line starts. You can't get out.
One person, one guy, yep, and then everyone else gets in. Yeah, yep.
So
you're right.
yeah.
Yeah.
You watch the table and see if anybody will approach them, and then as soon as they do, you're like, yep, all right, let's go.
Right.
Boom.
And it's free.
There they go.
Yeah.
Well, let's see here. Let me scroll past all these questions I had set for Lar first.
Let's see if I can answer them.
Just kidding. Actually, the first question I have about Roseblood is kind of a deep one. And I've got a graphic, actually, that you shared not too long ago, but that I need to throw up here for it.
Okay.
Does the film explain why Tina's hair has straightened from the fabulous 80s fashion of Lars to the more straight locks of Jessica Hotman?
Yeah, that was so. The funny thing is, it's a great question. I knew when I put that picture. I knew when I put that picture up. I'm like, it's not the same hair. People are gonna say something. So, long story short, Jessica had brownish hair when she first auditioned, and I guess she normally is blonde, but she went with a brown kind of look. So, long story short, this was talked about. So Jessica and Lara Parklin got together for multiple times on calls, and then they would report back to me about what to do with her hair. And it was figured out that she was there for 13 months, and she wouldn't have cared anymore about her bangs, and she just would have let her hair grow. And this was a big deal.
Okay.
We sent Jessica to New York to get her hair cut like that, $400 in the city to get her haircut like that. So that was Lars' idea, to not do the bangs and to make it look more like that. She doesn't care anymore.
Okay. I was just kind of curious about that because as soon as you saw that, I was like, oh.
Yeah. But no, that's a real. I didn't know you were going to ask that. That's the real answer.
The frizz is gone, though. I love the frizz. It reminds me of the 80s, and I love the 80s. I had to bring it up just to break the ice. But, Peter, really, we don't know you. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do and what brought you to horror in the first place? I mean, who knows? You might be an asshole. We just don't know.
Definitely on the asshole side, bro. Definitely. Not even gonna like try to pretend I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you one thing. See the colonel right behind his right ear on my thing. See that the weed eater sign you have right there?
Right.
That's the first thing I ever got signed by Kane at Rock and Shock in 2015 in Massachusetts. First time I ever met him.
Nice. That's same here. That's literally my first Kane autograph.
Yeah, first one ever. Do you know what I did with it? I gave it to a kid with special needs because he asked for it.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
Aw.
that's
Yeah,
not.
so I don't
That's
have
not
it.
very. That's not very asshole-ish.
I'm trying to save it because,
All right.
dude, there's a lot of bad. Trust me. Yeah.
I'll take a point off the card then.
So what do? I sell. So I'm an MPS specialist, so it's a Met-Fab productivity specialist. So I sell lasers and robots and anything automation for welding and metal synergy and so on and so forth. So high tech kind of stuff for like a geek horror guy.
Okay.
But you know what I got? I got something for your fucking show if you want it.
Yeah.
The original 12 molds of Jason's mother's head in the shack in part 2. You want to see it?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Fuck yeah,
Get it?
hold on. Fucking getting it.
Yeah.
I will queue up the.
While he's getting that, I didn't do this, so thanks to our members, by the way. Corey, Chris, Lorena, Christy, Luke, S. Michael, Patricia, Tanya, and Tyrone, and of course our crazy Ralphs, Anthony and Peter, and our camp counselors, Stacy, Lynn, Kiara, and Dave. Thank you guys, and we'll do the pitch later.
You ready?
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me give you the full. There you go.
There we go.
Holy fuck!
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
That's from the original mold from the movie 12 in the World.
Nice.
Yeah,
Now, how'd you get a hold of that?
Can't say.
All right.
All right, give him an asshole point.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Now
Going
we're
back
even
on.
again.
Give him half.
Going back on the card.
What's the Colonel's asshole points at? I'm wondering.
Oh no, that was just a funny way to question frame the question because we've chatted for a few months over Messenger and stuff like that, but we've never met. We don't know half the people that we meet on our show most of the time.
The thing me and you, we won't bring it up, but the thing me and you talked about on Facebook Messenger, I don't know if you told these guys. I still fucking laugh to this day. I watch it every day. It's starting to fade a little, but watch it every. Do they know what I'm talking about?
I haven't told him, but we can tell him. He loves the interview I did with Ari Lehman because it's just so subtly contentious, the entire thing.
There's such an uncomfortability going on there, and it's like legendary. Like you can't pay for that shit in real life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm just trying to brush through and push through to get the interview, and then there's moments where Ari's just like, "All right, I'm gonna go," and then no, I'm gonna stay. Like, what the fuck, dude? Make up your mind. Let's do this.
The best is like you don't even mean it. You're just being factual because I know how you are, and you're like, yeah. So you got a lot of small parts in these movies. He's like, well, thanks for bringing it up. That's the best, dude. Oh, man. And then he's like, I have a major role. You're like, so the narrative's actually about you in this one? He's like, yeah, it is. I'm just laughing. I love it, dude. It's the best thing I've ever heard.
Well, it wasn't about him in the first movie. I mean, he was kind of a small part.
Yeah.
Who would expect the guy that was on the radio or on the TV to be elevated to a lead role in the next movie? No one's going to think that.
I agree. You're just being factual. I totally agree.
Yeah.
But once he took the first thing wrong, he was taking them all wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
but I had followed him around and waited for about 7 hours because that interview was originally scheduled for 7. Right after his signing event was supposed to be done, and we were going to do it there at the Outsider's house. And then they were like, "No, just follow us over to the venue and we'll do it there." I got to the venue early. Nothing happened there. I started watching the show. He's standing back at his booth. I'm like, "Let's just do it after the show." Yeah, sure. After the show's over, he disappears for a while. Not sure what's going on. I have some kind of idea, but we're not going to go there.
Hey.
So, and then an hour and a half later, he stumbles in carrying 2 beers, and he's just like, "All right, I got to do an interview with them, and I got to do an interview with you. So let's go." I'm like, "Good, I'm set up. Let's go."
Yeah.
How many questions you got? I got 13. He's like, "I can't do that." I'm like, "All right, let's get through what we can."
Yeah.
So,
and you had all your notes there. you're so thorough with like the IMDb and your research and everything. It's great to see. You know, like you knew shit that he didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did bring up a couple of titles that he was just like, really? Yeah, I guess that's right.
Yeah.
Well, no, the funny thing was, I saw him the week before, and I was supposed to meet him after his set to do a plug for the interview we had coming up when he went to Oklahoma. I'm like, Crank, I got pissed off. I got stuff like, fuck this shit. I'm going home. I fucking left.
Yeah.
Me, I stuck around until 2 a.m. in this club. So
yeah,
I waited until about 12:30 in the morning. I'm like, no, I'm fucking out. Like, this is not.
He means well. He's a good guy. He operates on his own schedule and his own world, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right.
That's the way it
That's
is.
what I was
It's almost
getting
like a hippie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it kind of makes when you're trying to have a serious interview with him, it's fucking hard to watch because you want to know these things, and he's everything's just yeah, and it's half-hearted at best. A lot of the things he says in that thing, you know.
Yeah, Jason Brooks is in the barn too with him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, Jason Brooks plays some kind of monster in the barn too with him. I know that because I've seen him on set together.
That's
Okay.
cool.
Nice.
We're actually
Wow.
Colonel and I are excited about the barn too. Frank, not so much.
I did talk to him about the barn too, though, before his set. And
What'd he say?
I'm a huge fan of the barn. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's great. They put me on the poster, and I got a bigger role." Because I was like, "Man, where's your Dr. Rock stuff? I want you to sign a Dr. Rock fucking autograph for me." And then someone else came up and he's like, "Did you know I played Jason in the first Friday the 13th movie? When's the last time you watched Friday the 13th?" And he just totally forgot about me, and I just wandered off. Like, I'll talk to him after the set. So
Yeah.
I
will say this about Ari, and we had somebody that does a convention here in Oklahoma on, and they do not have a good relationship. But he is great when the fans are around, but as soon as that last fan has gotten their signature, shaken his hand, and walked out the door, night and day. He's a completely different person. He's just like, all right, what do we got to do next? I got to get out of here. Get all my shit. Somebody come get this. I'm out. And he's just gone. Right. And it's like, well, the staff that hosted you wants to get a photo with you. And he's like, well, let's do this now. Where are they? Where are they? Why aren't they here? Like, I was like, holy shit, dude. I mean, I'll take the photo, but let's do it quick before he gets mad at me. I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Shit. I wish I had the Rick James cocaine is a hell of a drug drop right here. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I wish a little bit more on Roseblood. I wish you guys were, obviously you can't go to the premiere. I'd pay for you if you went to the premiere. So we're going to
hold that thought because we're working on some stuff here.
All right, let's fucking hold on. Here comes the fucking pitch. Let me get warm. All right, so if you guys fucking come, it's 3 free VIP tickets, $125. I'll buy you the fucking hotel room, and I'll give you a table where you can broadcast live.
Wow.
Damn.
Okay. We were talking about it right before showtime.
What do you want me to do?
That's right.
Hold on. Let me talk to you after the show. I mean, how soft are your hands? I haven't noticed it.
Yeah, like what are these red crank pictures? Why is he naked? No, but it's for real. Three VIPs. Not only that, I don't have it with me. The guy sent it to me. I rented out that place afterwards, so that's free. That's on me. So it would just be your cost of getting there. And then you have your own table. You could broadcast live. Here's the kicker: we're gonna have another behind the scenes crew filming everybody, and that entire event is gonna go in the behind the scenes of the Blu-ray, and you'll be on special thanks on the credits.
Nice. Oh, well, thank you, man.
Man.
Yeah, we were talking about it before the show because when I was talking with you earlier today, I was just like, man, I'm going to Google Maps this trip and see what it is. It's 23 hours, but Indianapolis is about 10 hours away, 12 hours away, I guess. And then I've got to pass through like kind of close to Cincinnati and Cleveland where I could get the Colonel and or Zigzag if they could make it.
I would come down and just catch you in Cleveland or something, and then we could, the rest
Colonel's
of the
got a wicked work schedule, though, so we'd have to figure out something with that if possible, and then cruise the rest of the way to Connecticut to do it. But it's a possibility. We're discussing it. So
it would be awesome.
We're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. I mean, there's a bunch of movie makers that are going too locally too. The guy who made the event surrounding a Peeping Tom with Felissa Rose and Terry Kaiser. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
my buddy, Daniel. He'll be there too.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he'll be there. And then we'll get you,
Rand?
if you guys come, we'll get a picture. So I have a big backdrop, Roseblood. I have a huge red carpet, and we'll get photos of you and all the stars. Just like photos for you, a professional photographer. It'll be mailed to you in high def too.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, nice.
Saying,
Yeah.
man, that's sweet. Nice. You know, I just
Yeah.
logistically,
We
if I can work it
we
out.
appreciate the offer.
I think I can. I think I just gotta, do about 10 hours a day the next 2 weeks. I think I could do it. I really do.
Yeah. Well, so what's it going to cost you? Just the gas?
Right. It's just like, but that's like
I'll have to stop.
get my
I'll have to stop
Christmas
somewhere
bills
in between there and
shit aside.
probably Indianapolis. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but we'll talk a little bit more about it and let you know. But it is a stronger possibility than it was when you first talked to me about it like 2 months ago. Because back 2 months ago, I was just like, "There's no fucking way I can do it."
Well, it's coming up for Thanksgiving weekend too. That helps. That really helps.
I got one. I got one better for you because this is what the fuck I do. When we have I just bought another microphone, a wireless microphone. So when they have the panel, I need like a master of ceremonies. So if one of you want to host it and go around, do the mics and do all the interviews and everything, it's on you because I'm too busy. So if you guys want to do it,
we would definitely be available for that.
Yeah.
So
We love that.
yeah.
what else do you want from me, man?
Wow, man.
Well, let us figure out if we can do it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know if I got a
I'll
cot big
find
enough for the
somebody-
colonel though. I don't know if there's one big enough for that big boy.
I'll have
man.
to find somebody to cover my shifts while I'm gone, but my shifts, my gigs while I'm gone. But that's,
Colonel,
that's
how
fine.
big are you? How tall? How much do you weigh?
6'2". I'm down. I've been losing dieting a hell of a lot the past month and a half, so I'm down to about 255.
And what are you, 6'1", Red Crank?
Yeah, approximately. But
And zigzag 6 foot?
160.
180.
5'11", 281.
There we go.
You got the
Fat.
muscle. The rest
That's
of us
just
don't.
beef.
Used to be muscle, now it's like fat. You got to dig deep through the fat to get to the muscle now.
Well, hey, man, it gets
So
cold
what-
on the East Coast, so yeah, we get it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what else you got for Roseblood? Give me some deep questions.
Well,
Like
here we go. Yeah, here we go. Where? Nice. Hold on. Here we go.
Ari, what
What
doing?
is it? What is it about the New Blood? Don't do that. What is it about the New Blood that speaks to you as a horror fan, and why was it that film that you wanted to continue as a fan project?
So that film right there, part 7, the only out of every shadow box I have of every single movie, there's only one person that's not a Jason in it. So if you look right there, there's Kane, me, and Lar
Okay.
right
Hang
there.
on a
So
second.
Lar was always
Hang
like my favorite. She was like a crush for me. Yeah, right there.
Oh, okay.
That's me,
All right.
Kane, and her in Chicago.
Oh, nice.
So
Nice.
So she's the only one that broke my Jason shadow box rule for 7. And when I was young, man, that 7 was the first movie I sneaked into to watch because I wasn't old enough. So back in the day, if you're my age, 45, they used to have the newspaper showings of the times. So
Yeah.
I would tell my parents that we're going to go see, I think it was Mac and Me or something like
Oh,
that.
man.
So, and it was like 5 minutes apart. So we'd go to Mac and Me, sneak out, and then go in to see Jason. And then the name Kane Hodder, like after Jason, and just those stunts and shit. That last 15 minutes, I'm hard pressed. I know some people don't like 7, but I'm hard pressed to find a better 15 minutes of any Friday 13th than that last 15 with him. He goes through the French windows. He looks one eye. He has the roof dropped on him. He falls through the fucking stairs. He falls through the building. He gets electrocuted. He gets on fire. I mean, it's fucking awesome. And he's by far the best look, the best Jason, the best mask, the best all that. So that always stuck with me. And then Kane became Kane. So Jason Brooks was doing Vengeance 2. This is the inside scoop. And I said, hey, man, since we have all the actors there, is it okay if I just put together some little stupid little thing and we do a 20-minute short since the actors are there? Is that okay? Because he was going to shoot a week on, a week off, then a week on. So I said, during that in between, is that okay? He said, yeah. And then I just got with Riley Lorden for Fall Camp Blood. And I was like, hey, man, I got these ideas. I started writing. And then I'm like, I want you to direct it. And then he's like, why don't you direct it? And I'm like, direct it? I don't even know how to turn on a camera. So he's like, dude, that's not what directing's about. It's just about leading people and directing them the right way. So I'm like, well, I could do that. So then, honestly, it's just very easy. Just surround yourself with those people Jason Brooks, Cody Newton, Brent Edgett, Riley Lorden, so on and so forth, Sean Lutzis, and just it just grew. And then I got Lar. Lar says she can get Terry. We got Terry. She says we can get Nick. We got Nick. I started writing their scripts in. Then Sean said, "Oh, I'll build you a $200,000 building." I'm like, "What?" So he built the building. It's like, well, you wake up as I'm dreaming. So we built the building, and it went from a small little idea, man, to all of a sudden you got the world's pressure on you to deliver, because now you have all these people looking at you, especially Lar and Terry and Kevin.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'll say it, man. I mean, you're stepping into a realm where these fans are fucking rabid, man, and a lot of them are going to say, what gives you the right to take this on like this without any experience, you know?
100%. So I guess I'm at their mercy. You know, I guess if they understand me, I'm just a huge fan like you guys. I just love this shit.
Mhm.
So I mean, and that's not looking for an excuse. If the movie sucks, the movie sucks. Me and Red Crank talked about a project I did that he thinks he sucks, and I agreed with him on the points. I'm not one of those people that get all weird, you know, like we're making fan films. It's the first films. We're making mistakes. We're learning. You know what I'm saying?
Because
So
I wasn't
I'm
wrong. Because I wasn't wrong about those points.
Correct. Now, some people will be like, I can make a better fucking film in my backyard. Okay, then fucking do it. Because no, you can't, number one. But go ahead and do it if you think you can. You know, so constructive criticism on points of plot and stuff like that. Yeah. Now back to the 7. We spent close to $10,000 on that outfit from Marcio Charlie from Jason. If you look at him when he comes out of the water, man, he is spot the fuck on that.
Dude, you sent us those behind the scenes shots, man, and I was like, God damn! And what did I say? I go, I gotta admit, he looks pretty fucking intimidating, you know?
Yeah, that's got to be big. That's got to be big for a 7, because that's such a critical look. You know, to me, it's the hardest to pull off too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not like 2009. You throw a jacket on a big guy, you do a mask, you can get away with it. But that 7's got to be spot on. You know, the teeth and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to have it silicone so that he could move his teeth and move it all around and shit like that. So that's it. The mask. So hold on a second. The fiberglass mask. I had to get that made exact, and then I cracked it in half, and we actually broke it. And then put it back together. It actually has a crack in it with your finger. You can feel.
Oh, okay.
So that had to be exact. That's fiberglassmask.com. To me, they're the best mask maker around.
Mm-hmm.
That looks good. I mean, and so I know you can't say. I mean, but
Well, hold on.
All right,
Before you go on, where did Jason get the super glue to put that back together?
that's where I'm going.
Just laying around his shack.
It's explained.
Okay, good. That's what I know. You said you can't really say why.
I got answers for all your fucking questions tonight. Okay, it's explained. It's explained. Because how could you not explain it? Because you're like, what? Because at the end of 7, John Carl Buechler, the director, takes the mask and puts it together. He's the fireman, and he goes like this. He like taps it together. Like, what the fuck is this? You know. So we explain exactly how it gets back together, and how it's caught, why it's there. Did you guys notice the outfit on the wall? What that's from?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't really know why it's like.
What is it?
We saw it, huh?
What is it?
I just saying it's like she's going like, what do you? Why is this here? You know, I mean, no, I don't.
Do you know what the outfit is with the chick on the wall? Like the vest, the chest part, and everything.
No.
Oh, I thought that was from. I thought that was. I'd have to look at it again, but I thought it was
from Jason X when he's pre-Uber.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, I went out and got the exact locks that were on him on there. I got the exact belts. We had certain stuff 3D printed to make it exact. That piece hanging is $1,200 just behind him sitting on the wall there. So basically, they want to capture him, get it, and put him in that.
Okay. Yeah, that
fuck.
Okay.
That's kind of what I was. Good answers. No, that's
hold on, back to the Jason thing.
Thinking about.
So now, like, Jason trusts me with I'm good friends with Kane, and 7's a big film for me. So Jason Brooks doing Vengeance Jason, which I thought he did a good job because it was his own little version. I'm like, dude, we can't do that with fucking 7. Like, you got to be Kane. This is fucking pressure, not only on me, on you. You know what I'm saying? So, because you know how fans are. You one little thing off, they'll fucking kill you. You know. So there was only like 2 different scenes where I had to interject. I'm like, no, you're not doing it. You got to go. And it's actually behind the scenes. You bang, and then one breath, and then the look, and then the roll. I'm like, and he would look at the dailies. He's like, thanks for telling me, because if you don't do it right, it just doesn't sim. Because now your brain's thinking you didn't do it right, and you're not caught in the story anymore.
So did you get any consultation from Kane at all during this? And his opinion on how it was looking and how he was acting? Any of that?
Yeah, dude, I almost had him at the premiere. So 2 weeks ago, we were at he was signing at some comic place in Massachusetts, and I asked him to go, and he can't because it's the Sunday of Thanksgiving, and his kids are coming back home. So I was like, "Come on, man! Like, we got a first class flight, we got all this." But yeah, I sent him both trailers, and he said, "Looks fucking good, Petey," and stuff like that. So he and that's like, I love you in his term. So it was good, you know, because it's a big deal when I send it to him. I'm like nervous, you know, because I want to nail it right for him, because I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for him. So I hope I pay him homage to it. And we trust me, man. We paid a lot of time on the outfit and the mask and how he looks and all of that stuff. Because I think it's sold in the trailer too when you see him come out of the water, like how this is not there's a lot of fan film. Don't get me wrong, there's fan film Jasons that are like, oh, okay. Then I wanted to just try to go up a little bit, you know.
Okay. Colonel, you got a question for Peter?
All right. So speaking of 7, I just want to say, I'm going back. I know we're going back. It's really not a question, but man, that fucking burn Kane takes is fucking phenomenal. I just wanted to bring that up while you were talking about it. So that's literally not even a question. It's just, oh my God, that burn scene he took was fucking great, man.
It was a record at the time. A record at the time for long, and that's after he almost died from being burned. Imagine that. The balls on him.
All it takes to do that again.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing we don't like about 7 is the fucking dad jumping up. Her dad jumping up at the end and getting him with the cord at the end. Damn,
you saw
man.
You saw what it was supposed to look like, though, right?
No.
Yeah, he was supposed to look a lot better.
He was supposed to.
Dude, they had
I guess.
Yeah.
You know, like they did in part 3 with the mom. Poke his eyes out, give him some worms sticking out of his face and missing flesh. It would have been 10 times better.
The assistant director is a woman, right? And she came on the set and said he looks stupid. He looks like a frog. So then they just put like dirt on his face.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Yeah.
He looked like Bill Bixby pre-Incredible Hulk transformation.
Well, yeah, and he's all got the intense, like, yeah, I got you. I'm pulling you down. Hated that.
Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
It's not.
Please tell me he doesn't appear in this. Her dad.
No comment.
Oh,
you can't. No comment.
All right.
No comment. But part 8 is the worst ending. I mean, the fucking the fucking.
Oh my God!
No argument.
Yeah.
I would have said that is the worst.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. And he's scared of what? Whether it's water or toxic waste, he's already dead, and he drowned.
Right.
So and then he talks, and he looks like a fucking jack-o'-lantern, and then he fucking turns back to the boy. Who the fuck wrote that? It's just crazy to me.
Well, it's funny, like he's scared of it, but yeah, he didn't no problem somehow getting from a lake to the fucking ocean.
Yeah.
And coming out on the fucking anchor and shit. Like he's so scared of fucking water.
Right.
And that's like, what the fuck?
Seriously, after that, when Jason X came out, I was like, fuck that. At least it's entertaining, you know. It's silly, but it's entertaining as fuck, you know. It's
right.
I don't know. You're right.
I hate Jason X and I hate Part 9, but you're right. You could put in Jason X almost any time to go to sleep or whatever and watch it, and it's okay. 8, you want to kill yourself.
I can't. I hardly.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's a couple. I like a couple of things about it, but overall,
the best thing about
so boring on the
movie poster, right? Especially the I Love New York one where he slashed. That's the best thing about 8.
The teaser trailer had me so fucking hyped, dude. It's all panning in on the shores of New York. Fucking brilliant, fucking brilliant. And then that.
Yeah.
I
also like our music video we did to My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion, where it almost turns Friday the 13th Part 8 into a version of Titanic that you would like to see.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that, I'll try to find a link here in a little bit and throw it up. But Crazy Train Radio wanted to say, Peter is an asshole because he canceled my limo from Philly to the premiere coming up.
I didn't know we had that lined up.
Thought I'd give you a chance to respond to that.
Well,
I know the guy. He's obviously joking. There was no limo from Philly to here. I can't imagine what that would be, price wise.
That would cost you your probably about the same as that outfit you got hanging on the wall. The $1,200 at least.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right. And John Wood says, Peter, what is your favorite item in your Friday collection? That's a good question.
Oh man.
A lot of stuff.
So there's a couple. So you know the part 9 with the cover mask of the poster where it's chrome mask with the little worm through it.
Yeah.
I actually have a chrome mask. It's $800. That same mask, but chrome, not like spray painted, not bullshit. It's actually chromed on. Behind me, I have the regular NES video game, the PlayStation 4 game, the Mortal Kombat game, and then a NES hack game that became Freddy vs. Jason, all sealed and graded, signed by every Jason. And then that diorama, and then that machete has every Jason signed on it. And that diorama is pretty good. And then that Steve Dash sack right there. I have a video. His family didn't believe me. They almost like outcasted me. I'm sure there's somebody, but I'm the only person I know that Steve signed the sack after Warrington did.
Wow.
Because I don't know if you know, he would kill you. I've seen him rip up pictures where people go to his desk when Warrington signed it. So I brought him the head that I made, and I was like, Steve, please, God, because I knew him pretty good. I'm like, if you don't want to sign it, it's okay, but don't fuck up the head, please. Yeah. And he signed it. So to me, that means something because I feel like it's a little special, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
But what about you guys? I want to hear about your collection.
Oh boy.
As
far as Friday stuff,
anything.
I'll stick with Friday stuff. I mean, I definitely have my 25th anniversary NECA box set with Pamela Voorhees and Jason for Part 2 still in the box. And then definitely over my shoulder here, that's my first autograph gain. And somewhere on the wall, I don't see, but when I actually met Ted White and got him an autograph because he's my favorite portrayer of Jason of all time. So being able to meet Ted and get that autograph meant the fucking world to me at the time.
Yeah.
So
I have
I just like all my posters and stuff behind me.
It's my part 4. Yep, but it's the whole hood and everything.
Oh yeah.
So
nice.
This is I actually put this shit on for Halloween when I took my kid trick or treating and got many strange looks from other parents around. But yeah, man, I have several toys too, like the Colonel, but all my shit's put away in safety and protected environment. Yeah.
I think the only thing I have within reach would be my hood and fiberglass Part 5 mask because I'm huge.
Yours is like his hood though. It's like twice as thick as the one I have, man. That damn thing. You will sweat out 2 pounds wearing that thing for a couple hours.
2 pounds wearing it, and you smell like a fucking Trojan condom afterwards. It's fucking awful. Yeah. How
Dude,
I can't find it.
I went as Savini Jason to Monster Mania for the contest, and which was the first time. And I had the guy holding the speakers playing the Savini music from the game. And I don't know if you guys ever saw that picture of me as Savini.
No.
Oh, dude. I made the spikes. I had Tom Savini. I talked to him. He gave me the specs of the Trident. So I had it 3D printed. And, dude, the problem is nobody knew about it. So I'm on stage. I'm like, because I feel like I should win because it's different. I mean, everyone's doing the same 3, the same 7, the same 6, you know? So I'm like, oh, it's fucking different. So I had the Trident. I had the music. I'm like, I want to fucking win. I didn't fucking win. So I went back to Kane was at the bar, and I went back and had my mask off. I'm like, you win? He's like, I'm like, no. He's like, fucking pussy. What about you, Red Crank?
Oh, for my collection, I just like the posters and stuff that I get signed and things like that. I'm not a action figure collector or mask collector yet. I probably will get into the mask eventually, but just haven't started it yet.
Oh, I guess some of the most valuable stuff here. Let me put this up here real quick. Like these paintings I got from the insanely talented Angelo Mariano. I'll duck out of the way so you can see him better. Check these paintings out, though. They're fucking sick.
Yeah, he's
awesome.
Ziggy's a
the
big
shadowing that he does on that one, amazing.
Yeah, Ziggy's a big Fulci fan. So
yeah, man. And it just I'm not an art collector, you know, and I saw one of his things he did, and I was like, fuck. It was actually that one, the Ace of Spades one, you know, or 8 of Spades, and I just went, I gotta have it. And he's like, oh, sorry, dude, I sold it. And then a couple weeks later, I actually bought the zombie and the Bob with the drill and everything. And he goes, hey, I said, I go, man, I really wanted that Evil Dead with the card. And he's like, well, that guy's wife said, no fucking way you're hanging that in my house. So I have it back. So he sold it to me, So done.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Send it.
What do you got?
What do you got down there?
All right, like I said, I try to look. So
There you go.
More of the
Yeah.
plastic bags in it, but like I said, this is the Roy hood. I don't like how it's a slit, but for my big ass head, it helps. So yeah, every once in a while I'll break Roy out for a special occasion.
Yeah.
That's Fiberglass Mask.
Yeah, the Camp Crystal Lake Studios before he ended it.
Oh.
A couple years I got it from that guy.
This one was the Devil's Latex, the part 4, but he's under a different name too now. He got sued by somebody, Someone turned him in. Now he's doing it on his own on the side. But part 4 is my favorite.
Remember when the girl's in the cot and she's reading the Fangoria?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You
Don't
got that
fucking make me do
thing?
it. Don't fucking
God.
make me do it.
There isn't. Let me
See
get
it?
the solo here. Hang on, I
Yeah.
caught a glimpse.
Got it?
Solo layout.
Oh,
Nice.
Fuck. Is it signed?
Nice.
No, not signed, but that's the part 3. My part 3 one.
Nice.
My shadow
God.
box.
that is awesome.
Thanks, man.
Nope. I think
Yeah, you got
win.
some good
As far
stuff.
as collectibles go, you win.
Yeah, I got 66 more masks sealed, like you said. So in part 8, there's the regular 8, which is right there. Then there's the Toxic 8, and then there's I Love New York, and then there's a different I Love New York. There's one with the white with the slash, and then there's another one. So the red and blue is switched. So I have that mask too. So I have like every single variant. I got the part 3 book coming. You ever see the part 3 book where it's from like Germany and the mask is like square? You guys ever see one?
No, I didn't see that one.
I've seen a
Okay.
picture of it.
Okay, I got-
Yeah.
I got that
too?
coming. I have the part 5 poster cover, which is real square, almost like Mad Max. I have that one signed by Roy and both of them on there.
Nice.
Oh, Morga, Tom Morga,
Tom Morga, yeah,
Yeah.
and Dick Whelan.
Dick Weon. Yeah, he was really
Yeah.
cool, man. Yeah. That's
He's
a cat.
he's a
man.
funny guy.
Was he?
Yeah, we
He's
met him
funny,
a couple years ago. Well, Colonel, that's his, if there was ever a man that he wanted to, whatever with, it'd probably be Roy from Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
So you're a part fan, a 5 fan, Colonel?
Dude, look, 4 is my favorite in the series, but man, part 5 is just below it. I fucking love it. I thought it was such a great cast, hilarious, great kills.
Oh, man.
I can give a fuck less that it wasn't Jason. It was
Underrated.
a good movie.
Mhm.
So I agree with you on all that, but how old are you?
36.
I'm 45, so I was following the series as they came out. So the only way I can explain it is following the Marvel series now, right? That first 21 films, how you followed it and you were dying for the next one, and you were like, "This is going to be great. This is going to be great." That's how I was with Jason. And 4 came out. 4 is my favorite. It's right there. It's Ted White signing everything. And then 6 is my second favorite. And so, but 5 came out, and I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" And then when he hit those spikes, and they lied to us like that, man. I can't explain it because it doesn't mean anything now going back and watching it. But at that time, I never felt so betrayed. And people say, well, Halloween 3, bullshit, because Halloween 3 never said Mike was in it. So that part is so hard for me to forgive. But if you're asking me as a movie, it's a great movie. The soundtrack's great.
Yeah.
I love the story. Everything is great in that movie.
I get that. I can see it. Especially like you
Yeah.
guys growing up while they were being released. I mean, hell, the first
Yes.
Friday the 13th movie I was able to see in the theater was Jason X. Like,
Yeah.
'cause, I mean, Jason came out, what, 92, 93? I was like
Only one.
7, 8 years old. I wasn't going to go to that.
The only
Right.
one I've never seen in a theater is part 2.
That was the
Only
first one I did see.
Yep. Just never got to it. And then we had what was like the pre-cable. It was like the number on and It TV back in the
It
80s.
TV.
Where at 8 o'clock, you'd switch over on your UHF channel and you'd run first run movies. Oh, not first run, but I mean unedited, uncut, uncensored.
Right.
And I caught Friday the 13th part 2. It was actually supposed to be Friday the 13th 1. I was home on a sick day. It TV, here it comes. And like due to technical difficulties, we were unable to show this feature at this time. Please enjoy this, what we have in line. And they ran it about 2 weeks before it was set to premiere on It. So I sat there and hook it in right in my living room. And it was great, but still not that. Like seeing part 3 in 3D, that was the shit on the big screen. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
As bad a movie as it is.
Yeah.
Two.
Let me get to a couple of these comments here. Oh, what, Peter?
Go ahead, Peter.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to get to some of these comments before we get incredibly behind, which I'm sure we already are. Patricia asked, Peter, who would you like to work with in the future?
Man. It's going to happen. So I got signed on to Z Dead End with director Robert Resto, and I fly out in January to LA to shoot a scene with Kane Hodder in the movie. So I'd be lying if I said that wasn't my dream.
Wow.
Nice. That's cool.
I guess the only thing better would be a Friday the 13th with Kane as Jason or something like that.
I tried to get him on my movies so many times, man. So I've sent videos to him and stuff. It's just not going to happen.
Even to do the Nick Castle thing that he's doing with Halloween now. Just do one scene, one cameo scene.
Yeah.
And just be like, this is the one.
Yeah,
Nice.
I wish. Did you know it in Halloween Kills? That's his breath.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, dude.
All the breathing is Nick Castle. Because his scene got cut, I guess, they said.
Right.
Yeah, I heard his scene got cut. But it should be on the Blu-ray when they release that. So. All right. S. Michael asked, how did you get into filmmaking in the first place? Isn't it expensive as fuck? He's already been throwing numbers out at you. So, yes, it is.
Yeah, I got into it when I was actually part of Voorhees, if you guys didn't know. So did you know that whole story?
I didn't know all of it, but...
Yeah, we touched on it a little bit last time you were on, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So I was part of Voorhees, and me and the Cody Falk there, just long story short, had difference of opinion on certain things. So I nicely just pardoned my way. And then Jason Brooks hit me up and said he liked the way I marketed Voorhees because I brought the guy to meet Kane and we had made the poster and all that stuff like that. So he's like, I don't have a marketing team. Do you really want to come on board? I'm like, fuck yeah. So that's how it started. And then there was an opening for a prisoner. They gave it to me. Then it went from there. Riley Lorden saw me. I went to Fall of Camp Blood. I'm a major role in that one. And then, helped out with Vengeance and just kind of rolled into the whole story I told you earlier.
Right.
And expensive as fuck. Yeah, because I'm an idiot. So it's probably close to $100,000 of my own money in the last three and a half years. But I wanted to get to this point to make my own film. And I don't think that would have been possible without me half-assing it. So expensive, but worth it.
Nice. Your buddy John Wood asked, Peter, what was your favorite scene to shoot in Roseblood?
There he goes again.
He's got props for everything.
So in this scene right here, you got it?
Yeah.
I'm sitting in a corner in this room right here. So there I am, right? And I just met them. I don't fucking know what to say when you say action. Like, I don't know the camera roll, nothing. I pulled the director of photography up. What do I say when we go? He's like, you say this, this, and this. I'm like, okay, cool. So then we're sitting there, and there's Terry Kaiser, and there's Lar Park Lincoln, and there's Brooks, who looks like fucking Kane. And I'm just sitting there, and now they're doing their role. Jason's not there, and they're doing their acting. And they're turning, and they're like, how do I do this and do that? I'm like, how the fuck am I going to tell Lar how to be Lar? How am I going to tell Terry how to be more Terry? It's like they're reprising their own roles or anything. So I told them what to do, and they got together, and I remember this, and Lar was like, what's my motivation here? I'm like, right here. I'm all fired up, I'm like, this is your whole life. She goes, I got it. It's Tina's whole life. She's been waiting 30 years. I go, no, this is your whole life. This scene, this part, you're 30 years from your Friday 13th. This is your life right now. And she goes, yes. And then I turned around, and I looked at everyone else, like, what the fuck did I just say? and they were like, just go ahead. So now I'm sitting there holding my script, and they're going. And that scene, man, I think when you guys watch the movie, whether you like it or not, that'll be your favorite scene. Like seeing them back together and stuff. And I was like emotional. And I grabbed the director. I'm not an emotional guy. And I grabbed the director of photography. I'm like, thanks, man, for making this happen. I like hugged him and shit. So by far, because it kind of hit me like, how the fuck did we make this happen? How is this even happening? How are they here? Why are they listening to me? That was like one of those absolute surreal moments for me.
Nice. I bet that was pretty weird. But it almost sounds like Laura was kind of fucking with you, like, all right, let's test this guy. So what's my motivation?
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. I wouldn't doubt it.
Shit.
I guess when we were listing our heights and weights, everyone wanted to jump in. So there's a bunch of random heights and stuff in here. I'm not going through all those though, guys. Sorry.
Is there penis measurements?
No,
Oh,
there are no
geez.
penis measurements yet. Let's not start that either, though. I don't want to see those.
It's gonna start now.
All right.
Go ahead, Ziggy.
Before it does start, I just want to say this to you people that are going to start putting your measurements out there.
Thank you.
All right.
The fuck?
What was that?
I don't know. What
I'm
Did
just
it come through?
it did.
No, we heard it. It's just so random, man.
just
Just told them to shut up, man. That's all.
All right.
Oh, penis.
Man.
That cracks
No
me up.
Cheech and Chong fans in the house. Terrible.
Dude, I made an Exorcist Cheech and Chong fucking mashup. What are you talking about?
That's true. Oh, this is a good comment. The best thing about 8 was Kane's guest appearance promoting it on Arsenio Hall. I love
That's
that
true,
clip.
man. That's so true.
That is such a great clip. I watched that show when it first started, and man, I was a huge Arsenio Hall fan.
I think I saw that when that happened, live,
too.
and because the video that's out there now is shit. Someone took it off a VHS or something, and it's all grainy.
Oh, yeah.
And, but that was great, man. Because Arsenio looked a little uncomfortable for real. He's kind of like, damn, man. He was just staring at me, and stares at the crowd, and then stares back at him.
Well,
Good
let me ask you this then, Peter. Before you started writing the script, you obviously knew you wanted to include Tina as a returning character. Did you also know that you were intent on bringing back Dr. Cruz and Nick as well, or did that happen organically during the writing process?
The first scene I wrote when I just had Lar was just Lar. So it was a throwback to Jessica, the young Tina, throwing back her memory to Lar sitting in an asylum later. So basically, it's what it was. It was just basically like her mind, because that's all I had, and nobody to interact. And then I had her interact with like an orderly, like you see. Jenkins is the guy with the glasses and the long curly hair, the guy that interacts with her. That's what I had there, but it wasn't really meaningful. And then when we got Terry Kaiser, now it's like the paintbrush spectrum just opened up. Now it's like I can do a lot more. And then you got to solve the whole he's dead issue, and then try to witty make that work. And then Kevin came on, so on and so forth. And then the other things too is like I want it to be different. So if you're going to be bold, right? So it's like, well, what's the best part of 9? Well, 9 sucks, but the Duke is cool. And I don't know anybody cooler except for maybe Tommy in the series that you'd want to know about. And then like Part X. Well, Part X sucked, but it was on a lake. It was close. Sean built me a building. That can work. And I just started to like incorporate those things into it.
Nice. Okay. What other aspects of the film were established before the writing process began? Like, did you know you wanted to include the research facility and study Tina and her powers as well as Jason, and were there certain actors you created roles for, things like that?
Yeah, it's funny you say that. So I always wanted it to be an insane asylum because I asked myself if you watch 7, right, and she leaves with Nick, like there's no way she goes home and like her life is normal. You know what I'm saying? So like either the military is going to catch on, they're going to see her files. Dr. Cruz has files back in his office at home, and like they're never just going to believe their story. So she's going to go to either an asylum or something like that. That's always been in my head. And then it's like, well, if she went to an asylum, then the military would probably find out about her because the military found out about her. They have, Camp Crystal Lake Research Facility on the lake. Well, they would do what? They would try to militarize her, weaponize her. So that's like how it started. And then I did have people in mind, like Todd Jenkins, who plays the orderly. He's pretty famous. He's on a bunch of Amazon movies. He could be like the asshole you want to die. And then my buddy Jay Quint Broden, Detroit, 8 Mile. He's actually from 7 Mile. He said it's worse.
Yeah.
He said it's worse than 8 Mile. He looks like the Duke, and I was like, man, I could get him to play the Duke, and he does an online thing with a skit, so he had some talent. So I wrote those characters in for sure from the beginning. And once you hit, the Duke has like a real story, and he ties in 7 and 9 all together. And he's not just filler. He has a big part of the story. So I wrote him a certain way. He's actually a doctor. So I wrote him as being Indian. His real name is Creighton Took, TUK, and he calls himself Duke. Because to me, he always looked American Indian, right? So that's how I wrote that in. Yeah, and his wall was all American Indian stuff.
I think that is one character that most people wanted a little bit more of. Was Creighton Duke, you know? So
I mean, Adam Marcus even talked about doing like a prequel with him before. So
but there was all the bullshit rights that they couldn't call him Creighton Duke. Yeah,
right.
You have to, you know. Come on.
In this one, one last thing on Duke, you find out. Remember in 9 when he goes, "Remember me"?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You find out why he says that.
Now we see why.
Good.
Yeah. Good.
Speaking of the Duke is
That's
the
him.
shit, according to
him.
I know. That's why I wanted to bring it up. That's why I wanted to bring it up. He says Detroit's in the house.
That's right, baby.
Welcome to the show. How do you say his name?
Jay Quint.
Jay Quint. All right.
We call him Q. He has a show called Q Reviews. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. He says, Pete, you wrote a great part. So, excellent.
Thank you.
Nice, man. Detroit.
All right. In part 7, Tina was the new blood. In Roseblood, Rose, played by Sine Lautzis, seems to be taking the role of. Say it again.
It's real tough. Sanaya Lutzis.
Sanaya Lutzis. All right. Excuse me. Thank you for correcting me.
Get it right, Crank.
She seems to be taking the role of the new blood in Roseblood. Was that a storyline you wanted to explore? Because it kind of reminds me of like Dr. Sleep and Danny realizing that there were others out there who could shine like him a little bit.
Correct. So that was part of it. And the fact that I was always going to use Sanaya because I felt like she was shafted. And I don't mean to blame anybody for this, but I felt like in Vengeance 1, they wrote her shitty. They shot her shitty. The lines were shitty. The girl she was with was shitty. It just made her look horrible. Whether you think she's good or not, she wasn't given a proper chance. And I've seen her in other movies do much better. So I was like, that's what I want to do. And it's like, well, the Jason Tina thing is one aspect, but that's already played out. So you can't go a whole movie with that same aspect like happening again. What's the difference? What's the arc? What's going on? Well, Rose, but she's new. She's like Tina, but they keep telling you she's evil and she's more powerful. Yet Tina sees her as a sister and loves her. And there's this like battle going on of your audience trying to figure out, what is she? Is she good? Is she bad? Is she powerful? Is she not? Because she's young. She doesn't have control, so on and so forth. And that whole relationship builds out between her and the Duke and Dr. Sykes and Tina all throughout the whole movie.
Okay. Interesting. Now, I told you earlier, yes, we are on record for not being the biggest fans of Vengeance.
It's okay.
And actually, I went back and watched our review of it today, and I didn't necessarily say anything specific about the acting or on video that I could find. At least not during that review. It may have been mentioned during maybe a Monday Maniacs or something, but I don't remember now.
You guys got to send me the review. I've never seen it.
I'll send you a link to it later. Yeah.
Did you bad talk the head prisoner? Did you guys talk about the prisoner at all?
That guy sucked.
That fan film would have been so much better without him. Like, seriously, he tanked it.
Took it down.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
What an asshole.
But no, I wanted to bring this up because say her name for me again, Sanaya.
Sanaya.
Okay, Sanaya actually wasn't that bad. It was more of the script, from what I could tell.
And I'm just honestly saying that. I mean, think about her lines. They're so stupid. They don't mean anything. You can basically cut her out, and there's no difference of the story.
Not really, no.
Right.
She does play kind of the snotty little teenager, which I guess she is now. And by the way, happy birthday, Sanaya. I know her birthday was maybe a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. I can't remember now. Right. But, yeah, so I can't really knock her. And I was kind of holding some things in about her performance in Vengeance before. But, yeah, I watched it again today just for kicks. Yeah. And, it's still not a great movie. It could have been about 45 minutes shorter and made a lot more sense.
Correct. Now, what 2 questions. What did you think about Jason Brooks as the hillbilly?
Now, see, I hate that role.
Yeah, I love that role. A lot of people love it. Some people don't like it.
Yeah, I just think it wastes time.
It was too much.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily what he was doing. It was just too much. It was too much leading with what he was saying.
Right. Too many.
But he was pretty good with Jason.
Yeah.
The way I kind of equated it to, I think I've said something along the lines of, look, yeah, I'm sure you've got a friend that you hang out with at a bar. He's a funny guy. He cracks a lot of one-liners. He's got some snappy comebacks. That doesn't mean putting him back in a movie to do a 5-10 minute role is going to work.
Right.
That's just me. Colonel, what were you going to say?
No, I just raised my hand and said you're a friend in the bar with snappy one-liners, and you wouldn't put in your movie. I thought it was me.
Oh, that's you. That's you. I got you.
Now you guys know we shot a scene of me and Jason fighting that was cut out.
No, I didn't.
Really?
Oh yeah.
But Brooks is good as Jason in that.
Yeah.
There was one moment though where I did kind of like, oh man, because it looks like Jason's looking down, like trying to watch where he's walking. I'm like, Jason never looks at his feet.
Yeah, you're right. It is tough, man. It is because he has the one eye blacked out, and it's night. Not defending him, but that is tough.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is. But
During the day, just
you got to take your chance.
Seeing where the fuck I'm going. Like,
so if you guys come to the premiere, I'll fucking show you the footage. I actually get a spike through my head. This was hours of me fighting him. I get into a fist fight with him. They just cut it out. Only if you come to the premiere. If you don't come to the premiere, I'm never fucking showing it ever.
Fair enough. Ziggy, you got another question?
I had to pass all my LAR questions up. Let me see here.
If not, I got another one.
I got one. I'm just trying to think how to word it without putting spoilers. Go ahead with yours, and I'll get mine together.
Okay. Now, like we've talked about, writing, even a fan film, the writing of it is important. The acting is important too. Those are like the two most important things to me. But after you finished a first draft of this script, who did you give it to first, and what did they have to say about it? Because one of the biggest pieces of advice I give a young writer is don't just give it to your family and friends that are going to sugarcoat it and say it's the best thing they've ever read. Give it to somebody you don't really know that will give you some constructive criticism. So, who'd you give your script to?
Great question. So I'll tell you the whole process. Well, I gave it to Sean. I gave it to Jason Brooks. I gave it to Riley. I gave it to Cody. And I gave it to Jay Quint. And I gave it to another friend of mine who writes, who's separate from everything. And then I'm like a perfectionist. So some people don't want to hear what's wrong or they can't handle what's wrong. I'm the opposite. I'm like, write your notes and tell me everything is wrong. Tell me if there's a plot hole. Tell me if something doesn't make sense. Tell me what your question is on that. And they would drill me. And they would tear the movie apart. And then I'd fix it. And then they tear it apart. And then I'd answer it. No, this is why. Oh, okay. And then until we got to a point where there was none of those left. I mean, I'm sure, don't get me wrong, it's going to be imperfect and there's going to be some problems. But I spent a lot of time on listening to everybody what they think is wrong. Because it doesn't matter what you think. It matters what the fans think. And one mind is not as good as two or three or four or five. And you'll overlook the easiest fucking thing and never realize you did it wrong until someone points it out. Like there was a continuity error in my storytelling. So there was a scene where the Duke is in one room. Mm-hmm. And then when Rose gets wheeled in, you see her wheeled in on the cart. Yeah. The Duke's in the hall and he looks at her. And then the director of photography is like, he can't be in the fucking hall. He's in the last scene. So I'm like, holy shit. I just didn't think about that. Little things like that come together. So that's who it went to. Riley, Lorden, Brooks, Sean, Cody, everybody, Jay Quint, all of them before, and then back and forth before I ever released. And Lar, and Terry, and Kevin.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Ziggy, did you figure out?
I think I got it. A safe way to say it. Without giving away, obviously, anything in the ending of Roseblood, do you see yourself doing any other Friday the 13th related projects or possibly a sequel to Roseblood?
So, man.
I know that's tough, I mean.
Yeah. No, I mean, if you listen to anybody around me for the last 3 months, I'm just miserable. And I don't ever want to do another one. Now, just because I'm doing too much. So there's the dilemma in my life. It's like I'm a perfectionist. And then I'll give certain things to certain people, and they don't do it the way I want them to do it. Maybe that's my fault. Maybe that's because I just don't I can't trust in another vision. I don't know what it is. So I try to give people certain segments of things, and they don't do it the right way. So I take it back. So I'm in that dilemma of, can I make another film and actually give it to people and then accept what they do as the right way, even though I don't think it's the right way? Or because if I have to, I'm doing now and just being everything for every time, it's so exhausting physically. Like, I'm not in good shape. I'm not in good mental health, all that stuff. I mean, I got props all around me right now. I'm doing the perks. I'm sending out the perks. I'm promoting. It's a lot. So I don't want to do it again. I keep telling everybody I want to retire. But then you have Lar and other people saying, why don't we do it 2? And then I'm like, well, if I'm going to do it 2, I'm going to do a SAG 2. Well, you can't do a SAG 2 if it's a 1. So then I sat one down one day and I wrote the answers. Well, we can do it like this, and it's SAG. And they're like, oh. And they're like, we could do that. And then I'm like, what am I doing? So, and then I calm down. So I think, to give you an honest answer, I got to take a 3 to 6 month break. Hopefully the movie does okay. I get kind of recharged and then try it from there. Yeah.
I was going to say, retire for 3 months and then come back and do another.
That's very typical, I think, of most filmmakers. They got to go decompress, and then they're going, fuck, the hunger comes back again, and here we go.
Never Hike Alone does a movie, goes away a year, so comes back, it's the same kind of thing. You can't really just keep doing it. It'll kill you, especially for us. I mean, maybe a studio, but not people doing it on your own,
Oh.
Well, I had kind of a follow-up question to that. Say you do want to make another film. Do you have any original ideas maybe you'd like to make a stab at, if not like a Roseblood Part 2 or anything?
I do.
Go ahead.
I wrote one called Laugh, which is it's pretty cool. It's like a world where the number one entertainments are clowns. So instead of it being like the NFL or something, it's clown entertainment is number one. There's a clown on the East Coast, clown on the West Coast. Clown on the West Coast is like the champion clown, smoking hot wife. Everyone loves him. Clown on the East Coast, no one likes him, even though he's the good guy. Meanwhile, the clown on the West beats his wife and steals money. Clown on the West gives to charity. They meet in like a championship thing, which is kind of like the NFL, but it's like an Emmy award-winning thing for best thing. Like, I wrote this whole thing, and he's got history with war and trauma and all kinds of. I have it all written out. I just don't know if I want to do it, but I wanted to get my name a little bit bigger so that now if I go and do it, it'll actually be looked at. So I think if Roseblood hopefully has some success, I could then go there. But man, I'm telling you right now, you look at anybody who has had massive success, including in the fan film world for Friday the 13th, when they go on their own to do their own project, doesn't matter how good it is, it just doesn't get as much following and as much support, which is sad. So I don't know how well I'll do with that, but I hope I'll do okay.
No,
I like that idea. That's pretty cool. That's
different.
Yeah, it's different.
Very different. I like that.
All right, let me give an easier one. Part 7 aside, Friday the 13th, you were gonna get in there again. Which one would you like to do a sequel for? Any of the other ones? Which one would be the one you'd want to try to pick the story up and go with it a little bit?
So
8,
can't really do
so
one.
you can fix that ending.
Yeah. You can't do 1. 2's been done by my special boy, and his name was Jason. 3's never been done. 4's been done by Fall of Camp Blood. 6 has been done by Vengeance. I've done 7. Who the fuck wants to do 8 or 9? You know what's funny? I was thinking I was 5. I'd probably do 5 where Jason was really the Jason, if I had to do it. No offense to Colonel.
None taken, but man, if you do it, I can't promise I'll be nice about it.
Yeah. I would have to write now my brain starts going. So now it's like I'd have to write it where it was almost like after 5. And people thought that Roy was the real killer, but I'd have to write it so it'd be witty that Jason was the true killer. And something happened where Roy kind of took over, but now it's really Jason. They think it's Roy. They approach him like, oh, he's just a regular man. They start to get manslaughtered, and Jason's even more powerful. Maybe the blue chevron has 1 red. Don't get me going. So it would be something. It'd be something like that,
As much as you don't like Part 9, you can mix 5 and 9 together, where it was Jason inside Roy's body doing it.
There you go. That's a good idea. I can't forgive 9 for shaving the fucking guy naked. What the fuck was that?
Oh, no.
It's not even an anti-gay thing. Jason's not sexual towards women, men, or he's just not a sexual thing. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Maybe he's just making the body more aerodynamic. I don't know.
And he tied him up with leather and shit. Where do you get the leather?
How about this?
Mama Voorhees has got some freaky ties. Who knows?
If you want to do the sequel to Part 9, you pick it up right at the moment when he's taken to hell. And just skip the Freddy part. Fuck that. That's fine. Maybe Freddy got him down there, but now he's down there. Let's see him go get Satan's trident. Let's see him deal with the demons in hell walking through there and then walking the fuck out. I think that would be cool.
I would
And
make
then
him
comes out looking like Savini Jason.
Yes, yes.
That is a great story because they did admit that that's how Jason came back. He defeated the devil.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which would be I mean, the CGI for that would be crazy, though. I don't think I have the budget for that.
Oh, God. Yeah, no
I
shit.
asked Savini. We in a panel. I asked Savini. I go, what was the motivation? He's like, yeah, Jason goes to hell. You know, that's it. You know, Savini Jason. I go, yeah, but a story, even animated, would be fucking cool. You know?
Yeah.
Animated would be cool.
Oh, speaking oh, good.
Well, speaking of the game, Q says Peter Anthony has the best shift in Friday the 13th the game.
You guys
Is
play?
that true? Fuck yeah, we did. That's how this show started.
Yeah,
That's how we met.
Do you what the fuck? Do you know about my tournament then? You never heard of my tournament?
What?
We don't do any tournaments though.
I would. Shit, I'd get in there.
I'd give it a shot. I mean, I wouldn't say we
Bro,
win.
I'm gonna start sending you pictures and videos that'll blow your fucking mind. We had 6 different countries, 150 different people. I gave away $5,000 of cash and signed prizes. Kane Hodder shouted out the tournament, and it was a 4-day tournament. That was called.
I think I
remember.
Yeah,
that.
I remember seeing some stuff recently.
Yeah, dude.
Or not
We
recently,
used to-
but
But my
months ago.
Savini Jason, I'd put silent on, and then I would shift, and then grab those fuckers like right when they're in the window or some shit. Because Savini Jason, I'm not gonna lie, he's definitely overpowered. So I would shift on. Jay Quint was on our team, and I would shift. They'd be like sitting there thinking they're okay, and then just grab them and scare the shit out of them. That music's scary, you know?
Yeah. Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude, I mean Part 8 Jason. I just love his shift.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Part 8 Jason.
That's good shift. Part 8.
Yeah.
It's always Savini or, I'd say 8 or shit. I like 2 though. I love the can opener is my favorite kill in the game.
Well, 2, he's got the five traps.
And the 5 traps, yes. That's also very helpful.
And his morph comes back like so quick.
Dude, if you guys never played a Savini, when you're in rage, when you shift and you're out of rage, your fucking shift is back. That's how quick it comes back in rage. You just constantly have a shift or a morph ready to go at any time. It never ends once he's in rage.
See, man, I just never got a good feel with Savini Jason. Like I every once in a while I'll throw him up there to kind of show off, like, oh, look what I got. But I just never got a good feel playing as Savini Jason, man.
I agree, because when he has the trident, he does that weird, stupid high-low swing. But once you could change the weapons and give him other shit, he was way better.
Yeah.
I might have to try him out with a machete then.
Dude,
We were
if you
more
guys
like
go on, let me know. I'll go on.
Oh, fuck yeah, man. We were like a kill squad. We would, most of our earlier days, we would go and kill Jason like almost every time.
Yeah, it's too easy now. Now we
way
play
harder
Part 8.
now. Much
It's
harder
like-
now.
Yeah.
Well, what did we do? 31 kills in one night?
Yeah, 33, wasn't it? No, 31. You're right. 31 kills. In a 10-hour stream, we did it live on the thing, and we killed him 31 times.
Hold on. That's when they hold on.
This was like 3 years ago, though.
Oh, yeah. It was a while.
Then they made it too hard to kill him because they gave like 50,000 pocket knives and like 5 shotguns and shit. And then it got real stupid. And then they kind of brought that back again.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
what a game, though, man.
What a game.
I mean, but seriously, that's how we all met. You get killed, we'd go in the lobby, and we'd have horror discussions about movies. Somebody said, hey, somebody should do a podcast on this shit. I'd listen to it. And 2 weeks later, here comes Crank with a whole business proposal on how this is going to work.
That's me. That's how me and Jay Quint. Yeah, that's how me and Jay Quint met. And my buddy was coming up to the show from Miami. It was Miami, Florida, Canada, Washington, Detroit, New York, and me in Connecticut, and we were a crew. We were called Camp Crystal Meth, and we had a logo made and everything.
Good God!
What were you guys called?
Why do we keep going back to this?
We're Death Curse Society. That's what we were called. Which is also why we had these fucking nicknames up here, because we didn't know our government names. It was like, Zach, watch out behind you. There's Jason.
Yeah.
Colonel, turn around. Like that's why we got the names we have.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about that game was the glitches made it like in a different experience because somebody was always glitching or rolling around like they were driving a car in midair or something. Yep. Yeah, so it always made it kind of cool. Or when you were underwater or you were in the sky, remember?
Yeah. Oh
yeah.
All out of the map.
There was one night where Colonel had like broken out of like a choke, a Jason choke, or somebody had hit him loose from a Jason choke, but then the entire rest of the match, he was in that choke. The character was in the choke animation. Adam, I think is your character.
He's like,
he's like
that's when he hears the name Necronoma Colonel. Like
that's what the Necronomicon to escape Jason this time.
And then he got out
all
that
the way
way
across
too.
the map.
Yeah. He escaped. Floating.
No, dude, we had so much fun playing this game in the first round. There was always some weird ass shit that would happen, either like you said, glitches or just certain situations. And the first year of this game, I probably what they call now cranking a controller, because I would just throw my controller against the wall and smash it, and then send them a message and be like, "Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I got to go buy a new controller."
Dude, I'm gonna send you guys shit. It's gonna blow your fucking minds in. So I had the point system, which is now still used today. My buddy still does a tournament. So there was all these point systems because killing Jason or not killing Jason to me was stupid. Don't get me wrong. If you wanted to kill Jason, you got a ton of points for it. But like, what if you didn't want to kill Jason? So there was all these other points. It was my nickname's the Mad Cuban. So it's a thing called the Mad Cuban, where if you did these 3 things, you got 1,300 points, which is more than killing Jason 1,000. I had sheets made with fillable and signable things, and then I had every single map on the place mapped out where every phone goes, every alignment of the houses. If you notice, the houses change alignment. When the house alignments, the phone and everything are in different places, and I had it all mapped out in color code, sent to the whole team across different countries, and then we had the code words that would change every 3 games. Dude, we were like fucking insane with it. You know, it was great.
Nice.
Speaking of code words, I'm sorry,
go ahead.
Cracked me up. The first time we was coming with code words and you get the gas, I was like, for part 3.
But the funny thing is, we got it. We knew what he was doing.
We knew.
Yeah.
So,
that meant get to the car or get to the boat. You know, I mean, and
it was hysterical.
And then some of them would be like, "Hey," it'd be like, "I'm heading for the boathouse," which meant go to the boat, not to the boathouse. And then Jason would hear that and go to the, know. So it was, I love it, man. But
we had Star Wars.
Want to play with you too much.
Yeah. By the way,
we had no.
By the way, your buddy Jason West is here. He says, "Peter, what's up, bro?" This is the director.
I got my
writer or director of. His name was Jason.
Director, I believe. Yeah. No. I just got a copy of mine the other day. I got it in the mail.
Oh, nice. Thanks for tuning in. Westbound. I actually used his government name. My bad. Didn't mean to do that, but I don't think he'll mind. What? By the way, did you do any training or like try to learn the craft of directing before you just plopped yourself down in the director's chair and said, "Let's do this"? Or how did that work?
No, well, I mean, since I was like little, we were making videos. I mean, 6, 8. I was like 8 to just record ourselves on the tape.
Okay.
A TV station, a movie station, and we would just record ourselves and just make shit up as we went, make up commercials, everything. And then when I was younger, we had a video camera. We'd make like 30 or 40 different films, and so it's like it was always in me like that. But like I knew, like I said, I wasn't anywhere near the level we were trying to be at with this stuff. So no, I didn't train myself, but I asked tons of questions. I bought Final Draft, which is a writing software, and I learned how to write the proper way. I would send it to people and ask what I did wrong. And then I went in my garage and I built a 3D model of the building that Sean built, and I bought the characters and I would move them in certain ways, take pictures, and then draw how the fight scene would be. And just, I'm like one of those nutballs like that. So like what I don't have in knowledge, I'll make up for like an effort. You know what I'm saying?
Did you read a book about directing, like how to film direct for dummies?
Dude,
or something?
I'm not lying to you, bro. I'm not trying to act like special. I know how to turn on the fucking camera. I have zero. That Ari Alexa, no fucking clue how to turn that fucking thing on.
Action.
Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just say action, and that's
like,
all you got to do.
when I wrote the script and we went to shoot it, it's like, okay, now I want to learn it, like when we're done. But there's no way I'm going to learn that shit for somebody who went to school for 20 years. Why am I even going to fucking bother? I'm just going to trust him with it. And I'm going to trust this guy with the sound and this guy with the light and then do it. That's the only way I could have done it because I couldn't have learned it all. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what were some lessons that you learned on set that you couldn't have learned in a film school or from a book?
Oh, man. I got embarrassed like so many times. So like you know, I'm a very impatient person. So the scene would be over, I'd be cut, and then Cody Newton, the director of photography, was a genius. Guy's won like 30 awards. He would look at me and be like, "No," and I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "First of all, let it go because you need like 3, 4, 5 seconds to transition into the next scene, and then second of all, let the character go on his own, see what he's going to do, see what facial expressions he makes." So I would, in the first like 2 days, yell "cut" like way too early. Then the Terry Kaiser was there. And he was doing his lines. And now I always think, because somebody would be like, when I was on Vengeance, they would forget a line. And Jules Valenti, she was in his name was Jason. She was in Vengeance too. She would say the line. She was the script person. So, hey, what's the line? You say the line. Well, so I'm like, okay, I got the script. We're sitting in that room, that picture I'm telling you about, right? And Terry forgets the line. He messed up the line. I'm like, hey, your line is blank, blank, blank. And he was like, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I kind of learned real quick that when you're that professional, you don't want to be called out that you didn't get your line. He never said that to me, but I know that's what it meant. And then I just shut up and he would just grab the script and then he would get it. So, and these are most people won't even admit to you that they make these mistakes, but I did because it's just a learning process. Things like that. And then just communication. I'm huge on communication. So I would explain to people like, why just doesn't it work? Tell me, tell Jason, tell Sean. You there?
You froze up on us.
You froze up for a second. I don't know if your connection was.
And then at the end of the movie, man, I wish you guys could see the end. At the end of the movie, we didn't know exactly how we were going to shoot it, so we got together and it's behind the scenes, and we said, "What about this, that, and that?" And in that last 2 minutes, it's 4 a.m, and we're up 21 hours and 16 hours the 7 days before that. And we're literally like insane. And I said something, Sean said something, Jason said something, Cody said something, and it was beautiful. And I think that last scene, you guys will absolutely love. It's amazing when you get like really talented people together to do it. Like I always said, dude, I'll never take credit for anything because 4 or 5 minds are better than one. So yeah, I put the team together, but you guys could have succeeded with that team because it was so good.
Nice.
Hey.
What were there any? Well, hold on now.
I think he means our inexperience. At least I hope.
I honestly think you guys should make a little film, man. Make a little 20, 30-minute film.
Ask us about that in a few months.
Okay.
Or
I'll help you, whatever you want.
Maybe longer than a few months. Hold on.
It's on in the pipe, up the river.
All right. You asked me 1,000 questions. Give me a hint. Give me a genre. Give me something that would help me understand.
Yeah, horror.
I'll give you more than that crank rod.
Something besides that.
Disturbing. Let's see. Well, I don't know. I don't want to turn our hand with what you kind of
can't really say on air. Not right now. We can't really say on
original
off air. Oh yes. 100%.
Well, wait. Which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Post-it note thing.
Oh, okay.
Right?
The Post-it note thing.
Okay.
Oh yeah, let's go with that, and that could be anything.
Yeah, that.
If in a few months it says death curse brings you the Post-it note thing, I'm gonna fucking laugh my ass off.
The Post-it note killer.
Oh God.
Yeah.
No. I think it's a little more clever than that. It'll be a short for sure, but it's something
that one's short.
It's decent. I really liked it when I read it.
Seriously, if we do something called the Post-it note killer, he has to be Canadian, and he has to write "sorry" on the Post-it note and stick it on the dead body.
Sorry, eh?
Does he have a flappy head?
Yeah,
flappy head.
Hey, buddy, sorry.
That's the other thing, dude. Writing. Go ahead.
I'll talk to you like privately, not on air, about some of the things we've kind of got maybe working. But
I know what you. Oh God, yeah. The other one is a much bigger undertaking and something that needs a whole lot of work.
But
it's with everything. It's just just even the format of how it would be presented. I don't know if it would be like webisodes. I don't know if it would be a short film. But I will give you a hint. It does revolve around a major horror universe, and that's all we'll say.
Evil Dead.
That would be fucking great.
Don't.
I'm not saying
anything else. All right.
I won't say anything else.
I'm getting back to asking you a question here.
Yes.
Were there any scenes that you wrote that you couldn't capture on film because of budgets or maybe even technical know-how? And how were you able to rewrite those scenes to keep the storyline intact?
Man, you got good questions today.
I've been doing this a while.
No. So because I spent so much time on what would be what, and I had I don't know if I have the book. I have the book of every single scene, who sits where it starts, where the camera starts, where it goes, everything.
The shooting script.
Yes, I had the scene selection. So and then between that and I didn't know when I wrote, I didn't know that every page is a minute to a minute and a half. I had zero idea. I thought I wrote a short. They're like, no, this is an hour and a half movie, idiot. And I'm like, okay. So between all that and all the props and I bought the tables, I bought the chairs, I bought the lockers, I bought the name tags, I bought the posters, I bought the outfits, I bought everything. I had an advantage over most people because I could see it. So every single thing was laid out, every scene, who would walk where the camera would be, all that. So that's the reason why we got it done in 8 days. But the last scene I was telling you about, I had it envisioned totally differently. And Cody Newton said, no, we're going to do it this way. Now imagine, it's my film. And I'm like, no, this is the way we're doing it. He's like, no, we're doing it this way. And I'm like, why? And I would listen. And he would be like, and I was like, he's right. Now to admit that in front of everybody is a big deal, So, and he's right, and it turned out 100 times better. So that, and then there's a post-credit scene, which I can't fucking wait for you guys to see. That is there. So there's a surprise. You thought Nick was a surprise? There's two humongous surprises bigger than Nick. One of them's the ending, and then the other one is the post-credit scene, which we just kind of formulated a few months ago. They had to go back out and shoot a scene for Vengeance 2, and I said, let's do this. And they went and they shot that scene for me. So that's the only one that is different. You guys are going to love that one, dude.
Oh, man.
Nice.
When you're at the
I got one here.
Good.
But I was going to see if Colonel had anything.
Oh, I got this real quick. I didn't want it to go off my screen anymore. It keeps getting flowed up. Carrie wants to know, she just saw the trailer and she loves the soundtrack. Have you heard any of I know Harry's in there doing some stuff for you. Have you heard any of what he's got coming,
Totally done with all that. When I get off with you, I get with Cody Newton and we finalize the score. So we used a lot of Harry's score. We used some of our own score, and we used part of Part 7 score, which actually, believe it or not, was written by a guy from Canada. Harry and him both split it. I forgot his name, but I contacted him. So yeah, I'm so, man, Cody Newton explained it to me. This is the worst process, the whole score. He's like, the score is the soul of the movie. If you don't have it right, nothing makes sense or matters. And man, it's so hard to do that. You have no idea. It's like they're talking, now he starts to yell. Well, you can't keep it the same, so you have to go up with it. Instruments, everything, and go up and then come back down. Then they're sad. And all that shit is like a skill and craft that I don't possess. So we've worked so hard on that with Harry and then now ourselves. He gave us what he gave us, and then we're trying to, just because he writes something and gives it to you doesn't mean it exactly fits. You know what I'm saying? Because we like to, plus we cut it differently, so on and so forth. So yeah, I'm very, very happy with it. Because I think in some fan films, not to knock anybody, they just play a score the whole time. And I think you can't do that. You've got to be your low scenes and your high scenes, or they don't matter. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I think music. Yeah, it's very important. I mean, and
definitely.
I think that we've talked to some different creators of other fan films saying just that. Like, did you try to get a hold of Harry and see if he would do something for you here? So I think it's fucking awesome that you got him. So having
they had him for Vengeance also, but obviously I don't know how much of the score they used in Vengeance. But.
Most of it was in Vengeance.
Mm-hmm. It seemed like it, but there was also a lot of just random music too. It seemed like just like
because the movie's so long,
or local bands.
Yeah,
well,
the movie it's so fucking long.
I think that's probably why. I don't want to say, forgettable or anything, but it just takes you out of it when you're not listening for the music if you're not enjoying what you're watching. It's just straight up.
Right.
Well, especially in horror, though. I mean, the score makes or breaks your film. I mean, the score sets the tension that you feel. I mean, the music is just so important, especially in horror. I mean, you need it.
Yeah. I talked about this before at the beginning of the show before you came on, but I just saw Last Night in Soho yesterday. And man, I wish I could tell you more, but the music and the score in that, and even just the sound design in general, is so fucking cool that it helps that movie a lot. There's one part where literally they use the sound design, and it's like you're being pulled into the movie, and it feels so good, and it's such a simple thing to conceptualize, and I can't believe no other filmmaker that I know of anyway has ever done this before. But when you experience it, especially if you experience it in a theater, it hits you like a ton of bricks. Like, holy fuck, that was impressive. And it's a big deal.
The score and what's called Foley. So Foley is just the regular sounds of everyday stuff like that, and this is a sound. Yeah, that's a sound.
Yeah.
So that was beyond tedious, and I'm a perfectionist, so I know Cody Newton. We've gone at it, dude, where he hates my fucking guts and then he loves me at certain times because I'm just so perfect with it. He's like, well, they won't even notice that. I'm like, yeah, they will. E.T. was shot on 480. You care more about sound than you do picture. You just don't realize it. Your brain will pick up a sound that doesn't match is way before it does a picture, and if it doesn't go. So like there's certain scenes I'm like, take 4/10 of the frames out. He's like, that no one's gonna notice. I notice. If something happens visually and you're not there sound wise, it doesn't match. And your brain will hear it and like think, why is something off? Even if you don't consciously say it, you're just not on the ride anymore. You got to constantly be on the ride. So you got to make everything like so tedious with that shit. Like everything. I'm like, well, they walked 5 feet from the hall. So that music in the other scene is now 10% less. The next 2 steps, it's 20% less. Like all the shit like that, and just trying to go. I never did it before. So it's beyond tedious. Now I know why they give it to there's the guys who just do the editing. There's guys who just do Foley. There's guys who just do sound mixing, and that's all they do. So I get it now.
Yeah. It's a team effort. That's for damn sure. Or, it should be. It's more conducive to a team effort, I should say.
Right.
Carrie says the score is important as much as the acting, and I agree.
Yeah.
I got a great Terry Kaiser story about that, if I may.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
Terry Kaiser, I don't know if you guys saw, he took me out to dinner in Hartford like last month. We were at a table, we're sitting together eating. Did you guys see that picture?
Yeah.
So he went to shoot the event surrounding A Peeping Tom, and that's in North Haven, one town over from me. So he's like, Mr. Anthony, I'm going to take you to dinner. I'm like, okay, fine, let's go. So we go, and he's telling me, I don't know if I told you this story. This is going to blow your mind. So he goes, after dinner, can you come to my room? I'm like, yeah. So go back to his room. He made a movie, and he's showing me his movie. He puts it on his phone. He puts the ear pods in my ear, and he goes, I want you to watch and tell me what you think. I'm like, me? And he goes, yeah. So I watched the whole thing. He's like, what'd you think? I'm like, bing, 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 bing. And he goes, what'd you think was wrong? I was like, bing, bing, bing. He said, exactly. I agree. And then we talked about Foley. He's like, what are you doing for Foley? And I'm like, well, this is what I'm doing, and so on and so forth. He goes, Peter, I'm friends with the guy who did the sound for Revenant. You guys seen Revenant, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have.
Leonardo DiCaprio with the bear.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So he said, there's no real score in that movie. He said, do you know what the score is? I said, no. He said, the environment. He said, whenever you do Foley, he said, make your Foley 3 times higher than it should be than normal, because it'll grab the audience. He said, in that movie, he's walking and you hear the river. He goes, that microphone's on the river. Even though he's 100 feet from it, it's on the river. And the sound of the environment becomes the score of the movie. And I was like, wow, he's fucking right. So that made me like higher everything a little bit higher than you normally would hear it. So that was a great insight from them. And he's got a great point. Now that you go watch The Revenant, all you hear is the nature in that.
Right. There's a couple of movies like that. I can't think of, that I've noticed in the past several years that really rely on like the environmental sounds. I think The Lodge was one of them. If I remember correctly. But Colonel, did you have another question yet?
Nope, Zach stole it.
Oh, sorry, dude. Which one did I get?
Was it the Harry Manfredini?
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, I had that on my list too, but
I'm just shooting, man. Just shooting from the hip.
yeah, that had to be an unbelievable moment though to get Harry Manfredini to send you a piece of score to segments of your film. I mean,
A Friday the 13th score.
yes,
Yeah.
So
And
Jeez.
part 7, and the funny thing is when he gave me the notes, he said I didn't tell him anything, and he said I think the Duke's American Indian. I said, yeah, that's exactly you guys. You know, I was like, that's what I think he is. Like, yes, I think it should be these chimes and this kind of wind thing, and then every time he comes on scene, I go, exactly, and it just worked out beautiful. Like he understands things. I mean, that guy, it's amazing. Like he can hear something like, and he just writes it for like a pianist or a violinist. He writes the notes for the violinist. This is where the violinist should go say this and put it all together. I mean, that is like me and you can go to school our whole lives and not get that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and he gets it. So it's such an honor. And I talked to him on the phone. He's the funniest guy ever. Because Jason got him for Vengeance. And long story short, Jason got him at a pretty good price because Harry admits that Jason got him really, really drunk before he talked about price. So Harry's like, yeah, I'll do it. so with me, he's like,
that's the secret.
That same price.
That's the secret, though. Just buy him a few drinks first, huh?
Exactly. He's got to be up there, too. He's got to be in his mid to later 70s.
No, it has to be.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
Who else? The event is coming up in Branford, Connecticut at the Woodlands, I believe is the venue name, correct?
Woodwinds.
Woodwinds. All right. And that's on November 28th. And then the film will be available on YouTube the next day. Who else is going to be attending? I mean, obviously, Laura, Terry, Kevin, you. You got a list?
I fucking do, bro. So, Jeremy Amos, Matthew Amos, and Andrea, the Amos brothers, the special effects, they worked on Voorhees. They also worked on my film. They'll be there. Boy Boykin, who's one of the military. J. Quint Broden, the Duke. Jason Brooks, Jason. Anson Days, military. Tommy Lee Driver, Colonel Chase. Brent Edgett, who's worked big time on it. Jessica Hopman, Tina. Terry Kaiser, Lar Park Lincoln. Riley Lorden, Fall of Camp Blood. Sanaya Lutzis, Sean Lutzis. Cody Newton, director of photography. Ryan Race, second AD. Thomas Rivas, military. Jesse Sansing, orderly. Casey Shearer played Jason he won the Jason for the role. Ken Slate, he's one of the Fast Team members. Kevin Spiritus, John James Strang, the MP. There's literally like 15 or 20 of us that are going to be there.
Nice.
Very
cool, man.
That
sounds like
that dude right there.
hell of an event.
That dude's no joke. Jason Morneau. I seen him at the event with Kane Hodder when I was sitting with Kane. That dude right there will go out and get items and weapons from like the Corkscrew and shit like that, and he'll go and find all these weapons in Friday 13th history and bring them to the Jasons and have them sign it. He is a super fan, that guy. He'll be there too.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That guy has some stories then too.
Oh, I bet he does, yeah. So, you mentioned Jessica Hopman as Tina, but I do believe you told me, and you may have mentioned this the last time you were on, that she wasn't the first one that was cast as Tina, correct?
Correct. There's a girl's name who I don't want to say because it was kind of a sour ending,
Gotcha.
But she was casted from a movie I did, a movie I helped support a while ago, and she lives in Europe, and I was on the IMDb. So I said, hey, can you get back in the U.S. for the movie? Because that was like at the height of COVID, And she's like, yeah, my husband's from America, and we have a visa and we can get in no problem. So I'm like, cool. So she's been on the IMDb. I'm doing everything. I'm like, hey, next month we need you in Seattle. I'll start to pay for your flights and hotels, stuff like that. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, well, I can't leave the country. I don't have a pass to leave the country. I was like, are you fucking joking? And she's like, no. I'm like, what? You're on the IMDb. You're the main person. You're Tina. Like this whole time. Why would you not tell me that? We talked about it. I don't understand. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, what? This was like 3 weeks to a month before. A month. Because then it took me a week to find Jessica, who's a first-time actress, and then get her and then have her remember all the roles. And the reason why I chose Jessica, and I hope you guys see it the same way I do when the movie comes out, is that Tina, if you go watch 7, how much does Tina talk? Not that much. It's all like in her eyes. Yeah, it's all in her eyes. She's like, and then she's like looking, and that's how Jessica has these really nice, pretty blue eyes, and they're big and they're captivating. And when she sent in the audition, I'm like, that's her. And some people are like, I don't know, what about this part? I'm like, nope, that's her, because I can work with her because she sells things through her eyes. You can't teach that. Either you have it or you don't. And I needed that. Like you saw that picture with them both looking forward, like intently. Like I thought to me that she conveyed that the best. And I think you guys will be super shocked by her performance, being a first-time actor sitting in the set while she's sitting there while Lar Park Lincoln comes in and watches her do Lar's role. Can you imagine the pressure of that?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, that would
you know,
be intense.
Amazing.
Obviously, you know, we had some questions for Lar that I was going to ask, you know, if she gave any advice to some of the other younger actresses like Jessica and Sanaya. Do you know if she did or what she said to some of them?
100%. So I don't know the whole conversations, but she asked for Jessica's number. They got in contact, which is what the haircut thing was about. And they went back and forth multiple times. They both told me about the character and how to play it and how to do it. And Laura's so great too, because, you know, Laura teaches in acting school. And Laura's been acting for, 40 years. So she was so good with Jessica. She's like, this is what you should do. This is what you shouldn't do. And so on and so forth. Now, I wasn't privy. I wasn't on the phone call. But I'll tell you this. In the entire movie, probably 3 times did I have to step in and just say, hey, do this a little different, which is amazing for a person who's your lead character. Because she had her nailed. I don't know if you saw the trailer, get away from me. You know, the script just says, get away from me. It doesn't say that. You know, so like for her to just be in that zone, walk in, you know, you're calm. Hey, how's it going? Here's your coffee. Okay, go. And boom, she just nails it like that. So she was phenomenal. I'm so happy with her selection.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you did have an audition process, at least for her. But some of the other roles you knew who you wanted to play. I mean, what was the breakdown of that? Was it like 60-40, 50-50?
David McMahon, who plays Dr. Sykes, I saw him on a couple different movies, and I went to his IMDb. He didn't know this, and I looked up his he's probably the best actor besides the big 3 on the whole movie. He's got the most lines, the most scenes. He's the glue of the whole thing. I had to have him. So once I saw him, that's it. The only ones that we auditioned for was Jessica, because it was last minute, and we got 67 something video auditions for that role.
Nice.
And I chose her. The Duke, I always thought Jay Quentin Broden could do it because he just looks like him. So and he's like 6'1", and he's thinner, and it was just perfect. He's a younger Duke. Jason Brooks was always going to be my Jason just because he was so good, I thought. So yeah, that was, and then Terry, Lauren, Kevin. So really, the only one that we went outside the box for was Jessica that we took auditions for, and I shared that with everybody.
Nice. All right, Ziggy. Anything else to throw on there, or
I think we covered it. So. Yeah, I think we covered it.
I think we covered what we can get out of him. I don't want to. Yeah, obviously, we don't want to get any plot details or anything like that. But
I do have plot questions, but we can't. It's just not fair, and I don't want. Yeah, it's just going to be too hard to get around it.
Tell me this though. By trailer 2, you learned a lot more about the movie than 1.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
Right.
So,
I still have questions like Dr. Crew's existence and everything, but we'll see. We'll get to that. We know that's going to be pointed out.
Part 2 says it in the beginning.
Yeah, we speculated, I think, correctly about that one.
Yeah. I mean, but I want to see it played out. I want to see the whole thing.
Okay.
I just want to know about the end credit scene.
Yes, that's. I mean, the hype is up, dude. I mean, we got to see this fucker now, and I'm excited.
3 weeks.
I'm really excited for this.
Yeah.
Hey, remember, I wrote this thing in like 3 days, and we shot it in 8 days. So don't get too much hype on me.
We get it.
Fair enough. Well, debuts in Branford, Connecticut on November 28th, and premieres on YouTube the day after, November 29th, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to look up Roseblood.
Wait. Here it is. Yes.
Go back. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, there's some information. And, definitely, man, check it out. And, there's Sean right there. And there's the train.
Who's this guy?
Wait, here we go again.
Yeah, right. No, it looks like it's going to be a fun movie. Sean is saying Randy Simpson was gold.
Okay, so I got to sneak it in. So Randy
Sounds
Simpson
like you got to
is
mention
like
that.
Sean's
Yeah.
go-to.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Sean Lutz is my executive producer. The reason why
Right.
Vengeance 1, Vengeance 2, and Roseblood even exists. The guy who built the house, Sanaya's father, so on and so forth. Randy Simpson is his main guy. So Sean owns a construction company, a large construction company in Seattle, and he's like his main guy. So he could do. We'd be sitting on set, and we'd be like, we need a stone walkway in the front because the building would have a stone walkway. So we're inside shooting. We go outside. There's a stone walkway. We need this thing built. That guy would build this shit in an hour. We need this platform built with smoke and gasoline and propane and this and that with strobe lights. 2 hours later, it's built. Just that guy was phenomenal, and that's what he's saying. And then we threw him in the movie as one of the laboratory guys, just because he was so good. We wanted to help him out. But yeah, that guy is phenomenal. Like people say, how do you shoot it in 8 days? We don't shoot it in 8 days without Sean or Randy.
Yeah, that is an impressive number, especially for a fan film. That what's the runtime on it?
An hour and a half, exactly.
Wow,
that's impressive for 8 days. So
yeah,
definitely congratulations on that.
Thank you,
man. I think that's it. We'll let you go, and then we're going to wrap up the show and let Colonel get some sleep because he has to be at work in like 6 hours.
Yeah,
so do I.
Oh.
You do too. So, but man, thank you for joining us, and you may hear from me shortly about letting you know we'll be in Connecticut. We're not sure yet, but as soon as we know, we will let you know.
I'm just waiting.
It would be an honor to have you guys.
Well, yeah, and I think we could help you out too. We can definitely MC the damn thing for you.
Absolutely.
We're used to doing that.
Yeah,
dude, give me your own table, go live, be in behind the scenes, and be the host MC. You'd be helping me out, like you said. So yeah, let me know. I would love it. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah. Absolutely. And best of luck on the premiere. Yeah, there you go. That's that Foley we were talking about, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, best of luck on the premiere and best of luck on the event. And tell Laura to get better. And hopefully we can sneak her in on the show or some interview or something down the road.
I'm saying we may have to fucking go there to get her in Connecticut.
Yeah, we might just have to get it.
Yeah.
All right, man. We'll let you go, but have a great night, and we'll see you soon. We'll be in touch.
See you, man.
Peter Anthony, ladies and gentlemen.
Peter fucking Anthony.
Director of Roseblood. That was fun, guys.
It was fun.
Did you have a good time with that one?
I'll be honest. I was a little disappointed when Lar backed out on us tonight, but man, the guy, there he is. It's his baby, his movie, and he gave us a lot without really giving us any plot spoilers. So
right. Well, I love the fact that even on the joke questions, like the hair question, he was like, "Oh yeah, we explained that," and I'm like, "Wow, you literally took that detail and yeah, oh yeah," because as soon as I saw her hair, I was just like, "That's going to be pointed out. Some asshole out there is going to nitpick that to death," and I was like, "I'm that asshole. I'll be that asshole." But it's cool.
It's fine. I think in the realm of fan films, I think we can get down on this one and enjoy it for what it is. So I'm looking. Yeah. I'm excited for it. That could be a bad thing. Maybe I'm overhyped now, but sorry, Pete, it's your fault, man. Got me there.
you overhyped me.
Yep.
Guys, I'm not even going to waste my time doing the sales pitch or anything, but visit us on social media. Visit us at deathcursesociety.com. Check out the store. Check out the membership stuff. I just want to kind of get this wrapped up as quick as we can so Colonel can pass out. Yeah. Thanks to our final girls and guys, Corey, Chris, Lorena, Christy, Luke, S. Michael, Patricia, Tanya, and Tyrone. And also thanks to our crazy Ralphs, Angelo and Peter. Hey, he's a crazy Ralph. And our camp counselors, Stacy, Lynn, Kiara, and Dave. Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
And Ziggy, any final thoughts for the night?
Man, just Everybody stay safe, stay healthy, wash your fucking hands. You know, I just got reminded after 2 years that colds fucking suck. And I'm not happy about it. So I'm going to get over this fucking thing. And yeah, man, that's it. Lions play next week. That might make me sicker. I don't know. We'll see. Everybody have a great fucking week, though.
Yeah. Did you say the Lions play next? Oh, different Lion. My bad. Colonel, what about you? You got something to throw out there?
It's just, hey, thanks for joining us like always. Tonight was pretty fun. Mine's get with Peter and see what platform he plays Friday the 13th game on. That's all I'm saying. I like to play with him one night and see how bad we are.
Right.
Fortunately enough for me, my team is on a bye week next week, so I am sports free. Well, except for Ohio State and Cincinnati college football. But we don't talk about that on here. So don't get sick. Wash your dick. Zag. And don't smell like a scuba Steve. Use Summer's Eve.
I love the fact that you just called Zag out for not washing his dick.
Again, I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say one more goddamn time.
Oh,
the funny thing is, man, I've been in the shower about 17 times the last 3 days because like, the steam and everything helps get my lungs a little more open. So the dick is probably nice and clean right now.
That was what you said. I've probably been in the shower 17 times. I have not once washed my dick the entire time.
That would have been awful. Awful,
Yeah.
I say. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Next Monday, unless you guys had any objections to that list I sent last week.
No.
No?
Trying to remember.
Okay. Trying to remember what it was?
Yeah.
Next Monday will be the top 5 alternative holiday horror films. We just had Halloween. What other horror holiday films do we like to watch?
That should be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one.
We did a Christmas list last year, so I didn't want to do that. So
Oh no, there's a
this
ton.
was
I really thought about it. There's a good dozen different holiday movies that have nothing to do with Christmas or fucking Halloween. So I mean,
right.
yeah.
So I thought that would be a good top 5 for us, and yeah, should be a good time. Thanks everybody for tuning in and watching, and we will of course be letting you know when Roseblood is getting closer to time, and hell, you might see us in Connecticut in a couple of weeks. Who the fuck knows? But
I would like to go. I'll be honest. I really hope that you can get it together. I think that'll be my deciding point. Once you say, yeah, I'm in, then I'll make it happen, man.
Well,
I'm putting it on fucking you. I'm putting it on you.
Great. Pretty much, I just got to find somebody to cover my Saturday gig and maybe my Tuesday gig, because I can leave here Thursday and just drive for 2 or 3 days until we get there. So.
Well, yeah, right. I mean, I'll be waving Saturday, Sunday, but I'm off Monday, Tuesday. So yeah, it'd be a nice leisurely take my time to come back. So
Yeah,
Right.
I'm not. It'd be your ass better get me home by fucking time on Sundays.
We can hang out in Cleveland. We can hang out in Cleveland, go to that poker room that I didn't get to go to.
Nice. How far is Connecticut from where you are, Colonel?
Fuck, I don't know. Like, I've been to Connecticut. I couldn't tell you.
I think it's about 11 hours, because it's about, or no, not 11 hours, probably 9 hours, because it's about 12 to Indianapolis, and then it would be almost another 11 to 12 hours to Connecticut from there. But to go and get Colonel, I'd have to go a little bit out of the way.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I drove to New York once, but we went through Canada, and off that 401 or whatever it's called up there. And that shit, it wasn't that bad. It was like 9 hours to fucking New York City. So
yeah,
from over here. But that's a little bit further south, I understand. So I don't know. Like I said, it's not the drive. It's just making sure logistically all the bills are paid, Christmas is covered. Then I'm in.
All right.
But I think I can do it. I just gotta double up the workload the rest of the week, and it's good to go.
I got you. We'll be talking about it. So who the fuck knows, guys? This is kind of on a whim. It might happen. It might not. I don't know yet. So
Great
for the Colonel
content,
Zigzag.
It does.
Oh, yeah. For the Colonel and Zigzag, this is Red Crank saying DCS out. Thank you again for watching. We will see you next week. Start thinking of your top 5 alternative holiday horror films now. Woo!